Ladies and gentlemen and distinguished residents and fellow community members, it's a pleasure to be with you this evening. My name's Kayana Sessoms, and thank you for joining us for the District 3 Charter mandated meeting. Tonight we are gathered for an important conversation around solar energy. And before we proceed, let's just take a moment to express our gratitude to Bishop Edgar Van II, who is a prominent figure and leader of Detroit, a lover of people, and he has offered this space for us to be here tonight, and we are very grateful. So thank you.
Recording in progress.
And I want to pass the mic on to Bishop Edgar Van II. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is a privilege and a pleasure to welcome you tonight to this most important community meeting, and of course to welcome the chieftain of our city, our mayor, Mayor Mike Duggan, and his wonderful staff, our police chief, James White, our deputy mayor, and our councilman here in the 3rd District, Councilman Scott Benson, and so many others who are here present tonight. I've been asked to give an invocation. I will do that, and we will proceed. Let's pray. Dear God, how we thank you for life and health and strength. We thank you for all of the gifts that you've given to us. Gifts of innovation, gifts of creativity, gifts of problem solving. We thank you for the ability that we have to be able to come together in a meeting like this and to exude positive energy toward desired results in our city. We thank you for our mayor. We thank you for the vision of Detroit, and we thank you for all who have come tonight. Let this be a productive and a meeting that will give to all of us insight toward a greater and a brighter future. Bless now these proceedings. Bless the information that will be given. And for these and so many other things, we shall give you praise. Amen.
Amen.
Councilman Scott Benson.
Bishop, thank you. And number one, thank you for hosting us in your house this evening. As one of my bosses here in the 3rd District, it's always an honor and a privilege to come before everybody this evening. But number one, before we start, I just want to say one of our warriors in the 3rd District, another one of my bosses, right now is in intensive care at Henry Ford Health System fighting for his life. And I'm just hoping that we can recognize Minister Malik Shabazz. I had the opportunity to talk to his wife just before I came in, just to get an update and see how he's doing. I asked her, could I pass on a message, and she said yes. She said, number one, the minister has gotten no worse. He's fighting for his life, and the doctors are aggressively fighting to save his life. And she said, being very aggressive. So just know there are people who are fighting for one of our biggest warriors in the city of Detroit, and a proud and longtime resident of the 3rd District, Minister Malik Shabazz. She said one thing that you all can do is continue to pray, and if you haven't, start praying. He needs all the prayers that he can get. So just make sure that you're praying for Minister Shabazz. Number two, we have a long history of sustainability with the administration right here in the 3rd District. And I'm not sure if the mayor remembers this. I think this was about 2015. We had a conversation about a place called U.S. Ecology. How many people remember U.S. Ecology? There was a huge uproar from the communities right here who helped negotiate that deal. And the community asked the mayor to go out and stop them from bringing radioactive waste into our district. So what did the mayor do? Went out, talked to U.S. Ecology, negotiated with them, and stopped them from bringing radioactive waste into our community. Now, there were 13 asks by the community at that time, 3rd District residents. Mayor got 12 of them. Couldn't get the 13th, that's okay. I mean, that's a pretty good batting average. The 13th was shut them down. Couldn't do that legally, so we accomplished everything that we could legally. The other thing is, a few years later, just this last year, you saw an issue where U.S. Ecology brought in waste from out of state, big uproar. But guess what? They didn't bring that waste to the 3rd District. And guess why? Because we had the mayor, with the ask from our community, by contract, did not allow them to do that. So that's how we have a history with environmental justice and and ecology right here in the 3rd District. So I just wanted to remind everybody about that. Number 2, we also, as I am the chair of the Green Task Force, and I know I've got a couple members here this evening. How many of my Green Task Force members are here? Proud members, don't be shy. Don't be shy. And the Green Task Force has been leading the way in sustainability in the city of Detroit since 2007, before my time. This dates back to Council President King Cockrell, who established the Green Task Force. But I am proud to say that I'm the recipient. When he said, I'm no longer going to run for council, Councilman Benson, I think that you'll do a good job with it. You take it and run with it, and run with it we have. And so we find ourselves here tonight, glad to be in the 3rd District. But I also got to say there's probably a little bit of a reason why an announcement of this nature is going to be made tonight with the chair of the Green Task Force and a district that has made sustainability a priority and has been so very supportive of the administration they do that. So I'm just proud to welcome the mayor to talk about solar. I know I have my solar advocates in the house tonight. I've got a preview of what we're going to be talking about. Very excited. And this is just how having a council partner with the administration and an administration that has now established an Office of Sustainability, now we have policies in the city about reducing our greenhouse gases, about being more environmental. This is how we do it, and it takes a partnership. I'm just glad to know that we're working with the administration that takes sustainability seriously, and I know we've got a bunch of environmental justice warriors in the audience tonight who are very quiet, but very proud and very active, and really wanting to hear what's going to happen tonight. So, Mr. Mayor, Michael Duggan.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Bishop Van, for hosting us this evening, and we're going to have a different kind of a conversation. We're going to make a decision together as a city over the next 3 months as to whether we want to be a city that hosts solar power within our districts, whether we want to generate our own power or we're going to continue to rely on coal and natural gas. I'm going to show you the pros, the cons. We're going to make a decision over the next 90 days, and at the end of that, we'll see where we stand. This is also, though, the District 3 community meeting. There are people here who have issues related to District 3. Normally, we do these meetings from 7 to 8:30. We're going to extend it tonight to 9 o'clock because I want to make sure people have a chance to get their questions answered. So let's first start by thanking our folks who are our district managers, Kiana Sessoms, who you met, and Kenzie Curran, who starts as the deputy district manager in 2 weeks. Kenzie, are you here? Kenzie, stand up, wave. And then our neighborhood police officers in the 3rd District has several precincts. We have 6 officers from the 7th, 6 more from the 9th, 5 more from the 11th, and 4 more from the 12th. This police department has made a huge commitment to neighborhood policing. We've got 50 neighborhood police officers, and I know Chief White intends to raise that number next year because they're the ones who are interacting with you to solve your problems in a less confrontational way. But I want to talk to you now about what we came here for. And the first part of my presentation is to convince you that climate change is real. But if you walk through the smoke tonight, you probably don't need as much convincing. Anybody who thought Michigan was going to be immune from climate change, you know what it's been like to breathe out there as a result of the Canadian wildfires. But let's talk about what is happening. So global greenhouse gas emissions have fundamentally changed the climate of the world. And it is melting the polar ice caps, no question about it. We're losing the Arctic sea ice at a rate of more than 12% a decade. And so look at the picture. The picture on the left was the ice in the Arctic Sea in '79, and look at how it shrunk on the right. You have to really make a commitment to say there's no change in climate. It is obvious to anybody who's got an open mind and is paying attention. And we know what's happened with the melting of the ice caps. We've got rising sea levels. We've had problems here, but we've got horrendous flooding in countries around the world. We also have rising temperatures, challenging food supplies, and spreading wildfires. Had been on the West Coast, now up in Canada. Our question is going to be, what's Detroit's role in this? And it isn't just other places affecting. We know what the rainstorms have been like, and the headline about how many 500-year floods must Detroit endure in a decade is right. We keep saying, and Gary Brown has inherited an infrastructure and stormwater system that was built for the climate of the 20th century. We know that it's being overwhelmed by the intensity of the rainstorms. And you remember what happened in June. 30,000 Detroiters had their basements flooded. It basically rained for 18 hours. But because 6 inches came down in 18 hours, we didn't have 6 inches in a whole month usually. It overwhelmed our system, and we are very concerned that that is going to happen again. And so you all remember how long the cleanup took. We would send the trucks down the street from stuff that was empty from the basement, and you had to come back the next day and do it again. I spent a lot of time with the neighbors, a lot of tears, a lot of pain with what was lost in those basements. And of course, this month, the smoke from the Canadian wildfires, that Detroit news story is actually this morning's, and it is affecting us. And so one of the questions we have to ask is, what's our role in solving the problem? Because it's going to continue to get worse in Detroit. Anybody says this is some kind of climate change refuge area, we may not get hit as hard as other places, but we're going to continue to get affected. And so over the last several years, we've taken steps to fight back. Councilman Benson, who's been the leader on City Council on the green initiatives, knows this. But you remember in November 2019, Donald Trump pulled out of the Paris Accord, says the United States was not going to participate. We don't believe in climate change. I went to the city of Chicago and made a commitment. I ended up on the Climate Mayors Steering Committee nationally. And a lot of the mayors of New York and Chicago and Philadelphia and the like, we all signed up and said, we are going to honor the Paris Accord commitments in lowering our carbon footprint, in making our commitments. If the president doesn't, most of the problems are being generated in cities. And so the climate mayors, as we were called, went forward. Of course, now we're obviously pleased that President Biden is back in. In 2017, I created the Office of Sustainability for the first time and had a full-time director. That was a new thing for the city of Detroit, to say we have a responsibility in the world ecology system to do our part. And we are committed to that. And so today, our climate change strategy is led by Jack Akinlosoto. Jack, stand up, our Director of Sustainability. He's now in his 3rd month on the job. And Tricia Stein, our Chief Strategy Officer, she's the 10th year in the administration. So we got the combination. But this is being run out of the mayor's office. This is the highest priority. It's not stuck in some department somewhere, because that's where we're going to do it. And every step of the way, we've had support from Councilman Scott Benson and the Green Task Force, who continually are coming up with ideas to make us more sensitive. So in 2019, we adopted Detroit's first comprehensive sustainability action agenda. And it was a remarkable effort. 2 years, 6,000 people, 50 organizations all came together to put that plan in place. And you've seen us take real steps. Gary Brown and DWSD are building bioswales and stormwater retention areas across the city to try to deal with the flooding in a natural way. You have to see what they're doing in Rouge Park, but they are building a 100 million gallon a year retention system within Rouge Park to keep the stormwater out of the neighborhoods. These are things that we should be doing. This is starting to build the infrastructure of the 21st century, where we aren't pouring everything into these combined sewers. And then on cleaner air, many of you have seen the ongoing fights I've had with Marathon. But in 2016, under the last governor, Marathon proposed raising the emissions limits in Southwest Detroit to lower them in the rest of the state. And they were about to get approved. And the people who were at that meeting will remember it, but it was pretty rough for Marathon. But it hit them pretty hard, so did the residents, threatened to sue them. And 2 months later, Marathon backed down and agreed not to raise the emission levels in Detroit. But that's how hard we had to fight. We have one of the highest polluted areas in all of America in the Southwest Detroit River Rouge E-Course area, and Marathon thought they could walk in and get a permit to raise the emissions. We know what that's about, and there have been people of color for too long have been treated as if they weren't there. We can go ahead and raise the pollutants. Well, we push back, and we've done it a couple other times. So last year, over near Grandmont Rosedale, they wanted to build a new asphalt plant. And we shut that down. Dave Bell at BC stopped at coal. And then this year, a guy wanted to build a concrete crushing plant right next to the new Pope Francis low-income housing project that's under construction. And we turned that down, and then I sued them to get them off the property. And they want to know why we're being so mean to them. So you got a guy who lives next to Oakland Hills Golf Course who doesn't know why he can't put a crushing plant next to a neighborhood in the city of Detroit. But we have to take a firm line. And that's what we're continuing to do. And of course, we shut down the Detroit incinerator after 40 years, and to make sure it never came back, we demolished it a couple of weeks ago, and the people of this city will never have to breathe the fumes from the incinerator again. That's all fine. It's not enough. And so now I want to talk to you about our next steps. We're in the process of converting the city's fleet to electric vehicles. We just brought the municipal parking, 48 vehicles, 100% electric. It took a while for us to get the charging stations in place. We figured it out. You're going to see more and more buses, trucks, vehicles. Every time we are going to purchase new vehicles and there is an electric option, we are going to be converting over to electric. All right? And we've just gone out now for proposals, and they're going to come back, but we're going to add 300 charging stations across Detroit. So you think about what we got. GM is building 100% electric vehicles in what we used to call the Poletown plant, which is now Factory Zero. Ford is designing the electric vehicles of the future, now right down in Corktown, and Stellantis is starting to convert Jeeps over. But we can't very well be the Motor City as it converts to electric if you can't go and charge a car. And so we are going to stay ahead of GM and Ford and Stellantis, and have charging stations available throughout the city. We're building America's first inductive charging road. What does that mean? Anybody here who charges their cell phone on a wireless system? We now have wireless charging for electric cars on 14th Street right next to the train station. We are building it in there right now so that this will be the first public road in America that when you drive on it or park on it, it'll charge your electric car from the street. We're proving that technology right here. This is where we want to be as a city, at the forefront of the conversion to electric power. And in 2016, we became a national leader in urban solar power. We opened a 10-acre solar panel park in O'Shea Park. It's at 96 in Greenfield, and you can see it here. We built 10 acres of solar panels. We built up a really nice recreation area next door that was fit into the neighborhood. But in 2016, solar was not competitive with coal. It just wasn't. And so we did it because it was the right thing to do, but there was no momentum for conversion. And then last year, in the Inflation Reduction Act, President Biden set a whole different standard for this country. He said, we're going in a different direction. We are going to address climate change. And he put into place tax credits of 30 to 50% if you want to put solar panels on your house or the city wants to build solar panel fields. We can get nearly half the money back under this new legislation. All of a sudden, that 10-acre park that we did in 2016 that was so expensive, the federal government pays 50% of our solar fields. Now, solar power starts to become very competitive with traditional coal and natural gas. And we decided now is the time to think about doing something really dramatic. And other cities in America are doing the same thing. They're looking at these numbers. So Cincinnati is going to build a solar field to power all their city buildings. They're doing it on farmland 45 miles east of Cincinnati, and it's going to be brought in through the distribution system. Chicago just announced its plans to do the same thing. They're going to power all of their city buildings with solar. They're going all the way down to Springfield, about 4 hours to the south, and build a huge solar field, and it'll be set up through a distribution system. Again, these are good steps. We are moving away from coal and we're moving to solar. But when it came to Detroit, I want to do this, but I want to give the community the chance to do a different option. So here's what we know. Today we are writing a check to DTE for $9 million a year for electricity for City Hall, the police precincts, the DDOT stations, the rec centers, the fire stations, and many of other buildings. That's what we're writing. What if we could spend $9 million a year and power these buildings with solar? Should we do this? Even if it was $9.5 million a year, right? And so this is what we want to explore right now, because what other cities are finding is with the new Biden tax credits, and you look at the future trends on costs, solar can be competitive. And so we are going out for proposals in the next few days, and we're asking every solar company who wants to propose to give us a proposal. And here's what we're saying. We want you to give us a proposal from a site somewhere out in rural Michigan, like Cincinnati and Chicago did, and give us a proposal if we were to put the solar fields in the city of Detroit. And if we do it in the city, the solar fields are going to be acquired by the city and owned by the city. They're going to be our city. They're not going to be private energy company solar fields. If it's in the city, we're going to own it. And what we would do in that case is we'd contract with them to install the solar panels and put the power into the distribution system. Would you be willing to do that? And then we are going to lay the cost next to each other. We know that we are using 600,000 megawatts hours a year of electricity for these buildings. We're going to have solar fields that produce 600,000 megawatts a year. Can we do it competitive with the $9 million? That's something that I'm going to have the answer to in October 2nd, but national experts are telling me it should be competitive with what President Biden has done. But I'm not somebody who wants to make a decision on should be. We're actually going to get proposals in and see what they're willing to do. And so we want to explore two options. One is to build on remote farmland like Chicago. And here's the second option I want to talk to you about tonight. Could we build on stretches of blighted land in the city of Detroit? Is that something that neighborhoods here would like to consider? And here's my question. You got stretches of land, they drop boats in this city on these lands. You've seen it, right? It's ridiculous. We go pick up the boat, they drop another one. We've got areas where Ron Brundage and his crews are out almost every day. And I talk to the neighbors who are so angry about their neighborhood being used as a garbage dump. But we had a city that used to have 1.8 million and now has less than 700,000 people. There are a lot of opportunities. In fact, some of them we've caught on camera that are illegal dumpers, nowhere to go. And this guy happened to be in the daylight. Most of them come at night. Could we close off some of these areas? Is that something that any neighborhood would want to do? And so you could have a neighborhood like this that's targeted for dumping, and if they chose, they could instead potentially have a fenced-in solar panel field. And I want to do what I always believe in. I want to leave the decision to the community. I want each community to decide for itself, is this right for us? And if it's not, we're not going to pursue it. It's going to have to be something the community asks for. And so it is going to be your choice We're going to also have neighborhoods from now through October 2nd decide if they want to host a solar park. And the neighborhood is going to have to go through an application process. You're going to have a lot of meetings with your fellow neighbors and put this proposal in. And if you don't put a proposal in, we're not going there. This is only for people who have gone through the process and are sure they want it. So, who can apply? If you're a regular neighborhood association or a block club that's certified, you can put in an application. A number of these areas probably aren't going to have organized block clubs. And in that case, if you don't have a block club, if you get a minimum of 5 neighbors who come together, you can put in a proposal. We want every part of the city to be there. The one rule I've got is that the group that applies has to be within 2,000 feet of the proposed neighborhood solar park. You can't propose a site in somebody else's neighborhood, right? This has to be your area. I know I got people who are passionate about solar. They might live in a neighborhood that doesn't have any vacant lots and say, I want to propose one over here. No, no. It's got to be your own neighborhood. So, if you put in an application, you've got to define the boundaries, exactly what streets and what blocks. You need a minimum of 10 acres, up to 50 acres in the zone that you pick out. We're going to work with you over the next few months to help define those boundaries if you want to do it. An average city block is about 3 acres. So if you want to think about how much room you need somewhere between 3 and 15 blocks that are contiguous. It could be in the low end, it could be in the high end, but it's not like I got 4 empty lots on my block. That's not going to work. We're going to be talking at least 3 or 4 blocks at a minimum. And this is really important. The area that you propose to us shouldn't have more than 1 or 2 houses, occupied houses per block. Because I really do not want to be in a situation where we are pushing people out of their homes that don't want to go. So if you're going to propose an area, we want stretches where they don't have more than 1 or 2 occupied houses, and we'll talk about how we'll handle those. But these are the kinds of areas I want you to think about. And if you want to say, hey, I'd like to close the streets down. These guys are coming in the middle of the night and dumping. Let's just fence off the entire area. You can propose that. That's your decision. It's not what we're going to decide. And so you can propose the boundaries that most enhance the quality of the neighborhood. And I want you to look, O'Shea Park was a product of a lot of meetings. I met with the O'Shea neighbors last week just to talk about, 6 years later. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? It was a great conversation. But if you look at this, they took the area along 96 and they buffered it with solar panels away from the noise and the sites. They created a nice park area adjacent to it, but look how close it is to the houses. We filled in a vacant area where there had been a lot of dumping. We buffered the freeway, and we created a very nice solar park. And so you can, in your neighborhood, take a look and say, okay, how would I do it? What would the shape be? It doesn't have to be a rectangle. You can have it be shaped as long as it's contiguous in a way that works best. Now, when I talked to the O'Shea folks, I said, we're going to do something on the next round we didn't do with you. And that is, we want to bring major community benefits if you sign up. Because if you sign up, you're doing good for the whole city, you're doing good for the world in what you're doing. And so we are going to propose that your neighborhood get $25,000 an acre of solar park that will be available for community benefits to your neighborhood. So if you find a 10-acre site, your neighborhood group decides how to spend $250,000. You find a 40-acre site, your group decides how to spend $1 million. That's going to be the community benefit. The folks from O'Shea said, can we sign up for a new 10 acres now? They didn't get this the first time. But we're learning as we go. And it's the neighborhood group that decides what the community benefit plan looks like. You're putting together your application for the way you see the future of your community. So, we built the new Amazon Center at the abandoned State Fairgrounds. And I sat in the backyard with the neighbors for a good period of time, and I said, we're going to take part of the proceeds, Amazon's paying for it, and I want to put it into a community benefit that's good for you. What do you want? And the neighbors to the south and the neighbors to the east, interestingly, both decided they wanted the same thing. The neighbors to the south on State Fair said, we don't want our kids to have to go across into that area to play. We want a new playground. And we built that. And if you go by it at any time now, it's being used. This is what we should be doing. That folks to the south of the Amazon site designed and we built their playground. On the east side, they said the same thing. Those children also did not have a place to play. And so what we built is the beautiful Charleston Colton Park. It came, there you go, 3rd district. The south side was the 2nd district, the east side was the 3rd district. That's why Scott cheered for the 2nd park, not the 1st one. But it came out of a conversation. And when we went to city council and there was noise about Amazon, the neighbors went to council and said, we want it. We want the fairground site cleaned up. We want jobs in this neighborhood, and we want the parks for our children. And that's how we succeeded, because we did it in a respectful way. When the Gordie Howe Bridge was being built, we sat with the neighbors immediately north of 75. People who are going to have truck traffic in a big way coming right near their windows, and said, what do you want? And they said to us, what we want is, we don't really want the smell and the sound of the trucks. A lot of us have windows open. We want our air handling systems, furnaces and air conditioners. And so that's what we did. That's what those neighbors wanted, was improvements to their homes. And so in this case, you potentially could decide you want solar panels for your own house. Between the community benefit, depending on the size of it, and when you go to put it on your house, you get Joe Biden's 30 to 50% discount on top of our discount. It could save you $80 a month in your electric bills, and the next time DTE has a blackout, it's not your problem, because you've got your own power, at least during the daylight hours. And so you might want to say, our community benefit is to power our houses with solar. You'll decide that as a neighborhood. Now, when you decide on your community benefits, there's going to be 3 rules. There's got to be some fairness in this. 1, the area has to be the area affected by the solar panel park. And there'll be a time, for example, you might want to build the solar panel park on one side of 94. The neighborhood on the other side of 94 probably doesn't even know it's there. Okay? They ought not to be the ones who get the benefit. The people who get the benefit should be the neighborhood that's affected. Second, we are going to put a 2,000-foot limit on this. That the homes, if you decide you want to have repairs to homes or improvements to homes, we want to have a 2,000-foot limit. We won't hold it. We're not going to cut off the middle of a block. So we'll go to a natural extension. But that's kind of the range that you should be talking about, and it's got to be fair. We are not going to have better benefits for the officers of the neighborhood association. It's going to be a deal where it's fair to everybody. So those are kind of the rules that we're thinking about. Sounds hard, right? How am I going to do that in 3 months? Well, the interesting thing is you have friends. And we got a whole bunch of nonprofits, environmental groups, solar power experts. These are folks who have dedicated a good part of their lives to trying to change the world's climate. They're willing to come join you and your neighbors. They'll sit with you week after week at your meeting. They'll give you expertise on how solar works. They'll help you design your plans. You're going to hear for 3 of them when I'm done. Donnell Wilkins, Dr. Brandy Brown, and Brianna DuBose are 3 of them, but these are folks who will come sit in the living rooms with your neighbors as you say, maybe we make the park smaller or bigger. Maybe we do this for solar in our neighborhood. Maybe this is what we do with new furnaces. They are the experts, and they'll help you write a plan for your own application, because I don't expect every neighborhood to have an expert in solar power. And so we will send that expert, who will remain your partner right through the October application process. here's going to be the thing that everybody's going to have to deal with. And that is, you're going to have to show substantial support among the residents who live in the proposed solar park. Because it is very rare that we have any block in the city that's 100% owned by the city. We can start with the fact we got 30,000 vacant lots sitting in the hands of private speculators. I will guarantee you, whatever area we pick, we got a couple of those private speculators just waiting for their big payday. Okay? I'm not concerned about them. I'll deal with them in court. But we're also going to have folks who maybe live there for 20 or 30 or 40 years. And there may only be 1 or 2 houses left on the block, but that house may be someplace they don't want to leave. Or maybe they do want to leave if they had a fair price. But we want to know when there is a boundary that there's substantial support. And so if we go into an area and we say folks are going to have to move, these are the conversations that you're going to have. If you're a renter, we will pay to move you to a comparable house, and we'll give you 18 months free rent. I've done a number of these before. 90% of renters take the deal. They'll take 18 months free rent somewhere nearby in a comparable house. For the most part, you will not see the renters objecting to this. You may have some where they're attached to a particular school or neighborhood, but for the most part, the renters feel like this is a pretty good deal. Vacant lot owners, I'm going to give them fair market value for their land. God bless them. Landlords, again, I'll give them fair market value for their lands. They will pay them for the house. They can go buy a house nearby and they can rent to somebody else. The ones I am most concerned about are the homeowners. And in their case, we're going to be willing to pay them double fair market value for their land. If their house is worth $25,000, we'll offer them a check for $50,000. And they can then take that check and go wherever they want, because if you think about who these folks are, they are people who stayed when everybody else moved out. They watched the houses around them get demolished, and they hung in there. These folks deserve special consideration. But as part of your application, you're going to have to show us that you talk to the folks there. I'm not telling you have to have 100% support and one person can block you, but I want to know there's substantial support in the area that you're proposing. So how do you show it? Well, if you decide you want to do this, your district manager will get you a list of who is where and who we believe to be renters and homeowners. Now, as you all know, a list today can be very different a week or two from now and people moving in and out of houses. But we'll give you a good list to start with, and then you'll have to reach out. And we'll come out and show people how their relocation benefits work. We'll show them how you get 18 months free rent. We'll show them how that works so they can feel comfortable. And this isn't like a warehouse where you have to have a rectangle with perfect corners. It's possible you've got a couple of people who've lived in a neighborhood for a long time. You might just want to just say, okay, we're not going to push you out. We'll design our park in a different area. This is the kind of collaborative process that I'm looking forward to us having. So, if you're interested tomorrow, you can put in an interest form at detroitmi.gov and just say I'm interested. Not that I signed up to do it, but I'd like to explore the options. So we'll be live tomorrow. When that happens, you will immediately get a call from your district manager. And your district manager will make sure you live somewhere near vacant land, and this is a serious idea. Then you'll get a neighborhood solar partner, somebody who's an expert in solar, probably from one of the nonprofits, who will be assigned to you for the next 3 months or as long as you want them. So now you got your own partner. And then you're going to have community meetings. If you want me to come to a meeting, I'll come to a meeting. Your district managers will be at all the meetings. We'll just talk about what we can do and what we can't do. But by October 2nd, you got to file your application. And you decide, hey, neighbors are split 50-50, don't file it. Okay? I want to go where people believe that this is going to make their area better. So, if you want to do this, on October 2nd, you have to file an application that has 3 things. The boundaries that you picked out, your community benefits plan, how you want to spend that $25,000 an acre, and your evidence of substantial support from the people who live in your proposed zone. Those are the three things you got to have by October 2nd. And if you do that, you will then be very much in the mix for what we do. And so here's what's going to happen. October 2nd, we're going to get up in the morning. Maybe we'll get up in the morning of October 3rd, and we're going to know two things. One is we're going to know if the solar panel companies agree with what happened in Ohio and Illinois, that we can do this comparably. And so we're going to do one of three things. If there is no neighborhood in this city who wants a solar field, that's okay. We're going to go build 250 acres in the outlying areas, just like Cincinnati and Chicago. We know it works, we can do it. If no community wants this, we aren't going to push it on anybody, we'll do what everybody else is doing. If we get neighbors who want 250 acres worth, we'll generate 100% of our power for our buildings in the city. And if we say get neighbors who want 125 acres, we can build 125 acres of park in Detroit where neighbors want them, and build 125 acres in farmland somewhere in the outstate area. So that what we're basically saying to the neighbors of the city is, you get first option. If you believe a solar field is an enhancement to your area, and you can put your neighbors together, we'll put it there first. And if you don't, we'll put it in a rural area. And that's really what I want to do, is I want to have a conversation and see what the community would like. So at this point, we're going to do a short panel where you can hear from a few of these solar experts who may be your partner in the neighborhood. And with that, I'll bring up Jack Akin-Losoto, our Director of Sustainability. Jack?
Yeah, I won't stay up here too long, but I moved here a few months ago, and I've met a number of people, and everybody's so passionate about this issue. And I just want to, help be a steward of all the energy that I've seen within the community to help get things done in the city. And I think everybody up here is really dedicated to getting that work done. So I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to, work with everybody, all the directors here, all the people in the crowd, Mayor Duggan, everybody here. But I don't want to say too much. I want to bring up our panelists, and I'm going to start with Ms. Donnell Wilkins, and the rest of the panelists can come up as well, just to talk about the benefits and what we could do.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm really happy to be here. I want to thank the mayor and thank Bishop Van for hosting this meeting and having us here today. I am Donnell Wilkins. I am the founder and CEO of the Green Door Initiative. We're an environmental justice organization that's been functioning in the city since 2010. I've been doing the work for 30 years, and I am so pleased with the fact that the mayor is championing environmental justice. So why am I here? So the Green Door Initiative, our mission is to ensure that everyone is environmentally literate and capable of living and promoting a sustainable lifestyle, regardless of race, income, and zip code. So this whole idea of creating an array of solar farms across the city is very exciting for me, particularly around the issues of energy security. Many people are struggling with their energy bills, keeping their lights on, and whatever. And this type of approach will actually mitigate those kind of burdens in our community who have held these burdens for far too long. And now to envision benefits that would actually go to the residents is especially exciting. One of the things that we do at the Green Door Initiative, and we've done since our inception, is provide workforce development, especially in the environmental sector and green collar sectors. So many of us in our communities are grossly underrepresented in the fields for job opportunities and career options. This work will actually create jobs for our community, and that's one of the things I'll be really promoting, as well as putting people in a career path. This is the fastest growing career path that there is right now. And it is especially exciting knowing that people in our community could actually compete for the jobs and actually be building these solar arrays and installing them on people's homes and in people's communities across the city of Detroit. So this is something that I have been working towards for a long time. We especially reach out and to ensure that people who are struggling to keep jobs or enter into the workforce, we're working to build that capacity. And one of the actual target populations happen to be people who have been just as involved. So this is something for everyone. The opportunities are vast and good-paying, family-supporting jobs that reduces recidivism and that really provides a purpose for people that they could be proud of as they contribute to reducing the burden of carbon in our communities and across this country, and put a new face on this work that it looks like most of us that are in this room. I'm excited about that, and you should be too. I will also say that we recently won an award over at the Green Door Initiative from the Department of Energy because we really are excited about modeling what this could look like. And so we were surprised over 200 folks applied, communities applied for this across the country. 18 were selected, and we were one of them, the only one in Michigan selected by the Department of Energy. And our idea is to create a model neighborhood around solar, especially for those that are very low income and who would not be able necessarily to purchase solar for their homes. And so that process is underway. We've done a model neighborhood, actually right here, a model house. We're building the model neighborhood. But right here in District 3, as a matter of fact, where I grew up, I was born and raised, and on the block where I was born and raised. So I'm excited to be able to add that to our bucket of things that will make Detroit a leader when it comes to solar, a leader when it comes to climate justice and environmental justice, with a mayor that's leading this and promoting this. This is something that in my 30 years working here has not happened. So I've been especially excited about working with our Councilman Benson, who has been leading the Green Task Force as a co-chair of the Climate Committee there. This is exciting times for us. I will also say that because of the resources that the President has put into operation, this is the first time in the history of the work that this amount of resources, billions of dollars are coming down the pike, are now available in various ways, from Justice 40, some of you may have heard about that, to the IRA and other things that the mayor has mentioned. So with that, we can really see our dreams become realities in the city of Detroit. And we've been known for being innovators. We placed the world on wheels. Well, why not transition the Motor City to the Solar City? And that's the vision that we have. That's the name of our project at the Department of Energy. And when the mayor shared that at a meeting not too long ago about his idea and his vision, I'm like, oh my God, that's right down my alley here. So let's make this thing happen together, and together we can do this. I'm excited to be invited as a potential mentor to anyone who's interested in pursuing this, and if I can do it, anybody can. So I'm looking forward to working with you all. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brandy Brown. I have the honor of being the Chief Innovation Officer at Walker Miller Energy Services, and with that role, I get the opportunity to create with a fantastic team where our place is in the energy transformation. And what I mean by that is energy has the opportunity to provide us a better quality of life. We can actually increase our health and well-being over energy. And as an indicator of well-being, some of us think of our stress levels. And I know sometimes I look at my energy bill and it is adding stress to my life. So one of the primary ways that we at Walker Miller Energy Services help folks reduce their energy burden is through energy efficiency, which is one of the first steps to getting to some of the solar work that are my partner to my right said. Green Door Initiative is doing wonderful work in that, and as they're building those resilient communities, those solar communities, energy efficiency is the first step. And so oftentimes, you know, if you have a contractor, someone talk to you about what they can do for you, sometimes it feels like it's in a different language, it's in different jargon. So one of the things that we do is make sure that it's accessible to everyone, accessible to me, because sometimes I don't get it either, and develop programs that you are a part of the owners for it. So when we're talking about solar and possibly having solar on homes, which is one of my dreams for my future home, is that energy efficiency can make sure that maybe you don't even have to pay anything for energy. That's the future that we could possibly work towards, in addition to having better health outcomes, better indoor air quality for our communities that we know is really important. I want to just share with you that Walker Miller Energy Services is founded and led by Carla Walker Miller, and our company is one of the largest African American and women-owned companies. And from that experience that many of us that have, from that experience and being in the energy industry and realizing how difficult it can be if you are the one and only in the room, we are inspired, as others are up here, to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to participate in this energy transformation. We want to see a different, equitable, clean energy future by 2050. So as we are, struggling to overcome some of the things that are coming down the road with climate change, we want to make sure that the future we are creating actually builds wealth and opportunity for the communities here. So really excited about this solar plan. Any plan that we can do like this to get it out in the community and get people involved and engaged, I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Really exciting to hear about all the other initiatives that colleagues are doing. Brianna Dubose, I'm with EcoWorks. We're a Detroit-based nonprofit that we focus on climate and sustainability planning with an emphasis on environmental justice. And so we work daily with frontline communities, marginalized communities, communities of Black, Indigenous, and people of color. And as a part of what that work does is that we go in and we provide technical assistance as well as education and outreach and community engagement. And when we learned about this initiative, where we felt we really wanted to be in partnership with the City of Detroit, and we're very enthusiastic about the mayor's vision, was that there's an opportunity for us to be able to bring into our communities resilience. Dr. Brown spoke about resilience. Resilience in layman's terms is, what do I need to do to survive? I need the resources to be able to help. We know in Michigan we've got one of the lowest grid reliabilities in the nation. Just 2 days ago it rained. I know some of the community participants that we work with were out of power. Every time it rains or it snows, or there's ice storm, we're concerned about the power. Renewable energy will allow us to be not as reliant on the grid, but it also allows us an opportunity as community participants to be able to form what does resilience look like in our community. And one of the things that we want to do is to be able to make sure that we have an opportunity to build this as a partnership, and that the community leads the initiative and voices what the needs are in the community. When we start with environmental justice, we want to start with equitable decision-making on the front end. We want to make sure that people are made aware of what the options are. What are some of the terminologies when we talk about climate change? As the mayor indicated, this last few days with the weather, that's climate change. A lot of times we often think climate change is something out west or it's people that have means. No, climate change affects all of us, particularly in the city of Detroit, where asthmatic rates and other comorbidities are very high. A lot of those impacts on our health are due to climate. We miss school because of climate. we miss work because of climate, because of health issues. It's all interrelated. And so we want to start showing the intersectionality, but how we can empower residents and communities to understand what those impacts are and what things that we can do to help change that. And so as a part of looking at solar as an option, there are some things when we talk about resilience in your community, being able to look at what would I like the community benefit to be? What else do I need in my community? Do I need possibly a place where I can go that is a safe haven, that I can go for resources when the power is out, that I can power up my electronics, where I can go, my children can do their homework, or I can do my work and get on to the internet because that there's not reliability in my neighborhood? What else can I do to be able to provide goods and services to help with health and safety in my neighborhood? Have my home be retrofitted so that I can have technologies to be able to manage as we go into new initiatives around climate change. So one of the strengths that EcoWorks does is that we've got a really phenomenal team of people that are hardworking, very dedicated, and very passionate about the community and putting the community first. And so we want to make sure that we are there as an educational branch. So when we talked about being a mentor, that's being a helpmate. Being able to say, no question's a dumb question. Let's break this down. Let's talk about what are the options for climate change, how are they impacting your neighborhood, what are things that you should consider to be able to bring to the table to make informed decisions about community benefits. We don't want this to be big I, little you. We want this to be, again, an inclusive process, and we're excited about the City of Detroit really wants to do this in collaboration and in partnership. So we look forward to being able to work as a team in partnership with the City of Detroit and work with all of you that are interested in working as a team to be able to help support making the vision a reality.
All right, well, let's have another hand for our panelists. And so what I'd say to the neighborhood groups is this the kind of person you'd like to have come spend time with you and your neighbors talking through a plan? And that's what we're going to do. Thank you very much. Do we have our information on how people call in, Ray? Is Ray Solomon here? Okay, so Ray, do we have the thing that says what you do to access? Any questions?
The questions? Oh, yes, it's online. The questions are online. We are ready to go.
Okay, so if you're online, what do? You raise your hand? Who's got the instruction?
Right here.
It's like we don't remember we've ever done this before.
Nope.
What's the instruction for somebody who's online?
So if you're online, you can raise your hand by pressing Alt-Y, Option-Y, or hit the reaction button at the bottom of your screen and raise your hand. We do have some hands already raised.
Okay.
We will unmute you when we get to your name.
Okay, so we're going to rotate between somebody who's here in the church, somebody's at home. You got 60 seconds in order to get through, and we'll get through as many as we can, whether you want to talk about solar panels, whether you want to talk about District 3, or you want to talk about somebody else. Start by telling us your name and where you live. Go ahead. Who's starting? Go ahead.
Can you hear me clearly?
We got to get the microphone on.
Test one, test one.
Okay, the microphone's not on.
Test.
You got it?
Test.
I think you got it. Go ahead. Go ahead, it's on. Go ahead.
Test.
Can you hear me?
Clearly?
You can, go ahead.
Okay, now will you or will you not call in an outside law enforcement agency to investigate the investigation done by the DPD in regards to Kenesha Coleman, case number 20-11112. Now, her 5-year-old daughter at the time, Nene, has asked me, Mr. Rule, out her mouth, Mr. Rule, can you help me with my mama? And I told her, yes, sweetheart. Now, what she wants, her wish is for the City of Detroit, Detroit Police Department, and the City of Detroit to stop saying her mama killed herself. Now, all the physical evidence is conclusive, and forensic scientists and examiners across the country have agreed you cannot have a suicide by gun without gun stipplings or gun burns on the entry wound. totally impossible. Regardless of what Jeffrey Hudson said as a Wayne County medical examiner, will you or will you not call in an outside independent law enforcement agency to overlook this matter, because it's been tricks being played by the Detroit Police Department Homicide Unit, Captain Derek May and Marco Prestage and Jeffrey Hudson?
Okay, well, let's start with this. The Wayne County Medical Examiner doesn't work for the police department. So you're saying you disagree with the coroner's conclusion?
No, what I'm saying is that information provided by the DPD Homicide Unit, Captain May, who sent the text message saying, unfortunately, I cannot rule out suicide as a cause of death. After the first determination was homicide, they presented additional information. Poppycock.
All right, I'm not familiar with the case, but Chief White, have you got any insight into this?
Yes, Senator Man, Commissioner Coleman, please, you never said it publicly.
I've met with him multiple times. I've also met with the homicide team. Would you like me to finish, sir? Okay, I'm telling the truth. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to make a statement, so you have to listen in order for this to work. I sat out and met with the entire family multiple times. I talked to the homicide team. I personally looked at the case, and the conclusions are what the conclusions are. You disagree with them? When you came to me 2 years ago and told me your concerns, I committed to you at that time that I would look at the case. I sat with the entire homicide team for at least 4 hours, and we went over every aspect of the case. We looked at the coroner's report, we looked at the investigator's report, and unfortunately and sadly, the conclusions are what they are.
Would you be willing to call in an outside independent law enforcement agency, because the senior investigator over the
Okay.
Ainsley Cromwell in front of me suggested it to Brian Ferguson, chairman of the Board of Police Commissioners.
All right.
And y'all don't want an outside law enforcement agency to look at it because you know what getting done.
Okay. All right, so we're going to take the next question. I think Chief White answered the question on Ms. Coleman thoroughly and professionally. Let's take a question from online. Tell us your name and where you live.
William Davis, you are unmuted.
Hello, can I be heard?
You can.
Okay, William Davis. I live in the aviation subdivision. I'm raising a concern because, like, say, a few years ago, me and my group, we met with you in your office, myself being the president and my executive board, and you indicated to us, we're city truck retirees, that you would get back with us before fiscal year 2024 to let us know what you can do, or would possibly be able to do by then. And of course, we've been reaching out to you, and of course, we have not heard anything. We have thousands of city truck retirees in this city that are hurting and continue to hurt, and they want some assistance. They want you to step up and do what you said you were going to do when you was running for mayor. You said that you was going to do whatever you could to help the city truck retirees. So far, we have not seen anything. Not one penny has been returned to us, yet your salary has gone up by over $50,000 a year. So this is just unjust. You need to do more to help us. We reached out to you, we tried to offer, suggestions, ideas, and meetings.
So I have asked that the meeting get set, but let's talk about what we are doing. The bankruptcy order was entered in December of 2014. It has a provision in it that we cannot modify retiree benefits for 10 years, which means through December of 24. That means for the city employees who do not have, as far as I'm concerned, a competitive pension, we can't adjust it for them, and we can't adjust it for our retirees. We will be proposing in the spring for the 24-25 budget that will cover December of 2024. We haven't gotten to the process yet, but I would like to see some form of a 13th check proposed in the next budget that could be lawfully paid in December of 2024. So the only reason I haven't done anything is because the federal judge in bankruptcy court does not allow us to. I am glad to meet with you. Jay Rising and the finance team are aware that we really need to do two things. One is we need to address those who have retired. The other thing is we need to address the active employees who do not have a competitive pension plan. Both of those things can potentially be modified in December 24, and I'm going to do my best for both groups to try to enhance that. But Mr. Davis, I'm glad to get a meeting set up with you, but we should be starting to talk through what goes in to the next budget and what a 13th check might look like in December 24. Okay, who's next? Tell us your name and where you live.
All right, I've lost my feed, but excuse me, my name is Sylvia Green, and I represent over 100 senior citizens. We have an ad hoc committee, a group, and we are called the Coalition of Senior Detroit Homeowners. And what we're asking, Mayor Duggan, and one thing I know, I want to make this very clear, is that whenever I've come to you, like we're in this meeting here, you take action, and I appreciate that. So what we're asking, I know you want to know what we're asking. We're those homeowners whose homes are just as in bad condition as others. Yes, we might make a little bit over the income limit, and that has thrown us off of basically the whole program, everything. But we're still struggling, and we still need help. So there's over 100 of us. I asked them not to, well, some of them are still here, but I said I would speak for them. So I'm here asking you to delegate some of your resources that you have available or may have available, not you personally, but the city of Detroit, but because we need help. We have rotten porches, we have windows that are out, just things we need help. Can you do that for us?
So I understand what you're saying, and no matter where we draw a line, there is going to be somebody who falls above that income level. But what we have done is, as you indicate, seniors who are below the poverty level, who have HOPE exemptions, we've got 2,000 seniors, I think $30 million in home repairs, primarily roof repairs, in the queue and are certified. So now the question is, what do we do with folks who have a higher level who still have a problem with their house? And for the people in a higher level, we've got a 0% loan program that you can pay back over 10 years. But I'll come back at some point and tell you what you want to hear. But the truth is, we can help you with a grant if you're below the poverty level. We can help you with a 0% loan if you're above the poverty level. But I don't know of any source of money to pay for grants above the poverty level. That's just the truth. I'd be glad to sit and brainstorm if you've got some other ideas. But I think our seniors who have the lowest income, basically the 2,000 homeowners who are in the queue, are by and large seniors who've been in the city 30, 40 years. They retired, they're living on Social Security, and they just can't fix up the house. And that's what we made the first priority. I think that was the right priority. I appreciate that the people who fall in the next priority are hurting too. I don't have an answer for you today, but I'd be glad to sit down and talk about options. I want to give you hope for something that right now I don't know how to do. Okay?
So who would I contact to get to you? Because they have cut us off from you, period.
So who have you talked to about this?
Well, I've come to the city council.
Okay.
We've been to the city council meeting. The online chat that you have for us, it was never answered, but I have proof.
You know what I'd love to do is maybe if we can, let's schedule time. I want you to come down with a few of your friends, and let's come down to the mayor's office. Let's just sit down and talk about it. I don't know if I have an answer or not, but we will sit down with our housing people and see what we can do. All right, we'll get that set up in July.
Michigan, St. Joseph, Michigan, they have sent their people to Detroit to help us.
St. Joseph, Michigan.
St. Joseph, Michigan.
Okay. All right. So you bring your friends in before July is over. We're going to sit down together and talk about this. Okay? All right. Who do we have online?
Stephen, you can unmute yourself. You're unmuted.
Okay, can I be heard?
You can. Go ahead, Stephen.
Okay, thank you. I do like a lot of the work you did. That's why I voted for you 3 times. However, I must express my extreme disappointment that DDOT drivers continue to earn a wage as low as $15 per hour. And I mean, the driver situation is getting worse. I talked with a labor lawyer. It's not hard to raise the driver wage. It's not hard. In fact, Ann Arbor is currently paying their drivers a rate of $28 per hour, and they have a complete roster of drivers. Oh, and don't forget Chicago pays $35 an hour. You know, as we all know, it's no secret, younger individuals are leaving Michigan quickly because they want to go to cities that have robust transit ecosystems like those found in New York and Chicago. If we even had basic transit ecosystem like Miami or Cleveland, the economic developments and benefits for the city would likely multiply by 4. This is just ridiculous. We're just...
Yep. And so I don't disagree with you. I am really pleased that the DDOT folks solved the paratransit issue, which had been a problem last December, and I think people feel very good about it. We now need to deal with the large bus issue. We just raised the pay for the trainees from $14.70 an hour to $15.70 an hour. That's something I can do without the union contract. The rest of it, we've got to work out with the union, but I agree with you. The operators are underpaid, and I'm going to keep working at it until we get them raised fairly. It's an interesting process. A year ago, I sat with the police unions and wanted to give them substantial raises, and they sat in the room with us and wouldn't leave until we got it done, and it was ratified 2 weeks later. I haven't yet had that same success with the ATU, the bus drivers unions, but it's the kind of thing we ought to sit in the room until we get it done, because I think they deserve a substantial raise. Go ahead, yes.
Yeah, my name's Bob Carmack. I'd like to find out who shot and killed Porter Burks, who shot him 38 times. From what I found out, that there's 4 officers that did that. They all 4 was white. Why haven't you released the names and the information just because they're white? Also, I'd like to know who told you that I stole a deed in 2007? What witnesses at the city, lawyers, city development officers, anybody that told you in 2007? Since I subpoenaed you and tried to depose you and you said you know nothing. Well, guess what? Nobody else knows nothing. Tell me who it is. And Kenesha Coleman's never met with the chief of police. You know, you need to help. Public safety is the #1. You brought false charges on me, malicious prosecution, abuse of power. You need to be removed from office. Tell me the names of the people that told you I did it.
So I know you're facing a couple of felony trials. I know you've got another serious drunk driving charge from the Brownstown Police, but I am not going to comment on your legal issues. Go ahead, we'll take one from the internet.
Megan Owens. Megan, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, can I be heard?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Megan.
Excellent. I'd like to first just ditto what the previous caller said, what Stephen said about the DDOT bus issue, really critical. I hugely appreciate your personal attention to it because I know you care about this stuff. Coming back to the solar issue that you were talking about earlier, can you explain a little bit why they have to be such large areas, why we can't be putting solar panels on top of school buildings, on top of police buildings? We have a whole lot of land, and obviously it's not as huge of a crisis because we do have some of these spaces. But then also, what are the plans to maintain if we do these solar parks? Can you also say a little bit about how they would be maintained? I've heard that is a struggle in some places to keep the lawn mowed and keep them in good conditions. So thanks again for the effort.
So there's no reason the Detroit Public Schools couldn't put panels on top of a building, or we couldn't put them on a roof. But to power all of the city buildings takes 250 acres of solar panels to generate what is probably 600,000 megawatt hours a year. And so that takes large scale. And at each solar field, this is more than I ever thought I'd want to know, but at each solar field, you have to build a connection into the power system so that the power can flow. If you're building that connection for 20 solar panels, or you're building that connection for 200 solar panels, it is far more cost effective to build it for a larger field. Anything under 10 acres doesn't really make sense. And I think the question about maintenance is a good one. At O'Shea, they intentionally planted wild grass that was not intended to be cut. I've spent some time with the O'Shea neighbors who, in retrospect, might have picked a different option. But I think the maintenance needs to be part of the community benefit agreement that you and the neighbors negotiate. So thank you for those questions. Yes. Tell us your name and where you live.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Betty Finney. I'm part of the Finline Conley Keystone Block Club. I contacted Scott Benson's office and I talked with Damian Mitchell and Ms. Sessions about this huge tree in front of my yard. When Scott Benson announced at our meeting in April that they had funding to have the trees removed, this tree has shedded so much bark in the since 2015, 2018, and I have pictures to show you that it's ridiculous.
Okay, so take me through this. Is the tree between the sidewalk and the street?
It belongs to the city. It's at the
Okay,
curbside.
so Brad or Crystal, who's here? Crystal. Okay, she may not look like it, but Crystal's the lumberjack. So Crystal, will you get the address for our resident, and let's get somebody out there and get that tree down? Okay, Crystal's going to get the tree down for you. All right? Okay, let's take somebody from the internet.
All right, Russ Ballant. Russ, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, my name is Angeline, and I live in District 3 for the past 35 years. And I would, as a member of Detroiters for Tax Justice, I would like to say that I really do not like that when we vote for our taxes to help the schools and the libraries, that money gets taken by what's called tax captures and given away to rich developers who have enough money to develop more businesses if they want to. And that's not fair to our children to have the libraries and the schools missing a big chunk of money. And we would like that to stop, end the tax captures, and also get paid back for the many years when that's been taken away from us. Thank you.
Okay, so two pieces of that. One is that the schools do not lose any money. The tax capture doesn't take a nickel out of the schools. It does take money from the libraries, but the reason is this. The Downtown Development Authority was set up in 1975. And since then, the gains in the revenues have gone to downtown. And so the libraries, they haven't lost anything, but they haven't benefited from the gain. Now, the interesting thing is the library millage is up in 2 years. And when it's renewed, the voters have the option to say, we don't want to participate in the tax capture. So I think this is going to be solved by the voters of Detroit very shortly. But this isn't anything new. This has been the way it has operated since 1975. And I'm going to continue to ask the question. You know, we had 3 years there where we did pay the taxes and the libraries were closed. And I'm still waiting for an answer on what happened to the tax dollars those 3 years during COVID where we sent the taxes in and you couldn't get into a library. But in any event, this is going to get solved at the library renewal, I suspect. Yes?
Thank you. Cherie Goodman. I am the Executive Director of Embrace the Rock. It's a community organization located in Detroit. Our goal is to revitalize and uplift those communities within the city of Detroit. I have two questions for you. What was the dollar amount awarded to the city of Detroit for the solar fields? That's the first question. And second, Why such a short deadline? Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard August the 2nd?
October the 2nd.
October. I was definitely wrong.
So the answer is, I'm hoping it won't be any different. So I don't know if you heard the start of the presentation. We are paying $9 million a year to DTE for the power they supply. And it is our hope that we can provide our own solar power for that same $9 million or something close to it. We'll know later on this fall when the proposals come in. But it's my hope that over the long run, you know, you think about coal and natural gas, you got to extract it from the ground. Once you put in your solar fields, you don't extract anything. The sun just shines down. In the long term, I think solar power is going to prove far more cost effective than fossil fuels ever were. So we do expect over the long run, this is going to save us money, not cost us money. Okay? All right, let's take somebody from home.
Tammy.
Tell us your name and where you live.
Tammy, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, my name is Tammy Black, and I'm from Jefferson Chalmers community. Hi, Mayor.
How are you doing?
And hi to everyone who's leading this effort. Manistee Community Treehouse Center and Communities Power in Jefferson Chalmers have put up 25 homes of solar power.
Right.
And we also have the outdoor solar movie theater that people come and plug up if the power goes out.
Right.
Mayor, I was interested in knowing, we're doing a solar training house for youth and for the community, which will be ready by September. We were donated $75,000 for this training. And we also put in for the Civil Rights and Inclusion Opportunity Department to be able to help to implement some of this solar on some of these homes. And I want to know, who do I talk to about seeing where we are in that process? And we would like to continue to help in this effort of solar power.
Now, you guys are amazing. And solar-powered community movies in the neighborhood. I mean, it's just Jefferson Chalmers' leadership and the folks around the treehouse have been ahead of the rest of the city, and we're starting to catch up with you. But if you talk to your district manager, we will give you full support, and if you have a day you'd like me to come out, I'd love to come see what you're doing. You guys have been fabulous. All right, I lost track. Which side are we on? Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you live.
Hi, my name is Sheila Kraft Gunn, and I'm from the Finland Conley Keystone Block Club area of District 3. And we have some awesome leaders with Kayana, Benson, and all the other ones. But I have a question as to one, do you have a targeted area where you're contemplating the solar farms in our district?
Nope.
And two, you're doing an awesome job with the whole city, except for Craneswood and Conant Gardens, which is my area, Farwell Field.
Okay.
We're not getting any love from you.
Well, hang on a second. We're building a recreation gym on the Farwell.
That's a long time coming.
Okay, but it's coming though. We're building it now, right?
But I'm talking about the neighborhood, the housing, getting rid of the blind.
Your neighborhood has got so much potential, and we should. You know what? I'm going to get back to what I stopped doing during COVID, which is once a week sitting down in a living room or a backyard. But if your neighborhood would invite me out, I'll come out. Let's sit down and talk together. Okay. So Ray, let's make sure the next 4 weeks or so I get out to that neighborhood, and we sit down and talk together. Okay, who's on the phone?
All right, caller in user 1. You can unmute yourself. Caller in user 1? Nope, okay. Hammer, you can unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Can you hear me?
We can. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
It's good to be able to speak to you. I would like to bring 2 questions I'd like for you to answer. I've been asking for the last 5 months for Miss Julie Snyder to answer a question when City Council gives funding for housing and revitalization, and it goes to that department? Why is it no accountability when those funds go to different housing agencies that are putting those that are disabled and homeless in inhabitable living conditions? Why is it no accountability? She promised to get me an answer, and she's been ducking and dodging continuously. I've been asking the same question every week Tuesday for the last 5 months, and I would like for you
Is
to
Julie
have her
here?
to...
Donald's here. So let's see if we get Julie's boss, and let's see if he has an answer to your question. Donald Rencher. Donald, go ahead.
So thank you. I haven't heard about that, so I'm going to check right into it.
Is there a particular operator that you're referring to that's got a substandard house or a substandard apartment that we're funding?
Yes, I would like to be able to tell you more without being muted. And I have one other short question to ask you, Mayor.
Okay.
The second question I'd like to know, I was on a DDOT bus yesterday with a driver driving real erratic and dangerous, and I complained to customer service. I complained to Mr. Oglesby, and I'm being ignored. And I have on video when I made it, the complaint to a route supervisor last night at the Rosa Parks Transit Center for this man to laugh about it on video. And this same gentleman laughed when I would bring complaints to him on Mrs. Geraldine Johnson. The driver that drove last night was driving a joy road, and I felt unsafe. She constantly stabs on brakes, making it where I had to fall up out of my seat. All of this is on camera. I brought this to your actual clerk by the name of Miss Murphy at 4:10 this afternoon. This is dangerous and safe. No one should have to be treated so rude when complaining about the erratic driving and unsafe driving practices of DDOT bus drivers, and this needs to be addressed immediately. I don't feel safe, and I am disabled. I'd like it if you can get it done. This woman made a mockery while I was filming and told me she would not be terminated. I hope she doesn't have to be another Geraldine Johnson running over one of us who are disabled. And I do have it on tape to prove.
And so I can't imagine something that we should be taking more seriously than a suggestion that we have drivers who are not driving appropriately. And it's something that we need to be more vigorous on. And so our Deputy Mayor, Todd Bettison, is now supervising DDOT. And I want him to sit with you and look at this video, but let me hand this to the Deputy Mayor and talk about how he's going to follow up.
Thank you for bringing this complaint forward. Just like the mayor said, I too definitely take this serious, so I will sit with you. I'm a trained investigator and administrator just with my background, and we'll definitely get to the bottom of it. And so it will definitely be handled appropriately. So thank you very much.
Caller, we're going to send you to the breakout room.
And I want to be clear. I don't judge anything till I see the facts. But if what you show us backs up what you said, we're going to act on this decisively. We're not going to fool around. Okay, thank you very much for the call. Go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Tell us your name and where you live.
I am Jocelyn Harris. I do live in District 4. The city has been divided into districts, so I'm in District 4. I'm a resident of Jefferson Chalmers, and I'm also the CAC chairperson in D4. Mr. Mayor, you were voted into office. Mr. Mayor, we supported you. Mr. Mayor, it's time for accountability. Mr. Mayor, as a resident and a citizen of this city, I have seen some patterns that are very disturbing. The patterns that I am observing are the patterns of putting property over people, displacing residents with objects like trees with Hans Farms, and now you're proposing to come into District 3 that has been ravaged, and you're going to replace people with solar panels. I live in Jeff Chalmers. Come to Jeff Chalmers and ask us residents if we, oh, you're taking it away?
Go ahead, let her finish.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, please go ahead and
You want
finish.
me to finish, right?
Please go ahead and finish.
Because I'm employer, you're employee. This is grading time. And the fact is, Mr. Mayor, when it comes time to vote, I'm keeping a good record of accomplishments and things that have just been a pattern of not serving the needs of the people in this city. Now you're proposing that in District 3, they build fields of solar to benefit downtown. How dare you, Mr. Mayor?
You must have missed the presentation, because that.
I
so
said
let
and
me,
I listened.
but let me
Correct me. I
let
can
me
be
start
corrected.
with first piece. One is Hans Farms was approved by the emergency manager in the last administration before I got here, but what they did was sell them vacant lots for planting trees. Whether I would have done that or not, I'm not sure. Second, I'm not proposing anything for District 3. I'm saying to the people of this city, if you have an area near your neighborhood that you think is blighted and you would like this benefit, bring it forward and propose it. I'm not picking any particular area. I'm not proposing to do anything except what the neighbors want. I don't know what you could have that would be more fair than say to the community, if you want the solar fields, we'll bring them to you, and if you don't want the solar fields, we won't. It's going to be a community decision.
Mr. Mayor,
Okay.
how about listening to the priorities of the people? I've heard them say, one priority is to take the existing housing and stabilize it so people can be secure and living in a livable community.
Right. We're fixing 2,000 roofs right now. And, okay, we have a lot of people, so we're going to go on.
Better than I talk, so thank you so much.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's take somebody on the phone.
Hammer, you can unmute yourself.
Greetings. I hope you let me finish my remarks as well. This is Frank Hammer. I'm from District 2 resident of Green Acres, Woodward. Hello, Mayor Duggan.
Good evening.
I'm following up on your comment about the Amazon warehouse at the fairgrounds. I'm glad you mentioned community input on the replacement of the fairgrounds with the Amazon warehouse, and now there are going to be 2 more warehouses. The input wasn't limited to your 2 backyard meetings. You continue to deliberately ignore the abundant community input led by our coalition, the State Fairgrounds Development Coalition. If you recognize our contribution, you could take credit for responding to our demand to convert the dairy cattle barn into a transit center, which is what the city's doing. You could take credit for that. As you will recall, the State Fairgrounds Development Coalition pleaded with you to demand of the developers that the Amazon warehouse and now these 2 other warehouses be powered by solar energy.
Time.
Okay. I appreciate that we can re-argue the same things. These arguments were made before City Council made its decision, and I think the great majority of people will feel good about that, but this is a great thing about democracy. We're not always going to agree. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Miriam Smith, and I am from East Davidson Village Community Group right here, District 3. And we just want to know, what are the developmental plans for this area? Because we haven't seen any homes built. We would love solar, but who's going to use it? We don't have any residents. We would also like to know, we have enough gardening, so that wouldn't be good for us. The beautification that's coming through, we have a concern for the safety of the bike riders because there's blight everywhere. There's not a lot of homes, so how will we secure those individuals that are riding on those
So where
bikes?
would you like us to start?
With that 13,000 DeQuinder cut. You know, like the old school there.
What would you like us to do?
Well, do some apartment buildings, Jude.
So here is the reality of this is that government doesn't decide where people build homes, right? I mean, people have to make a decision. And what we've seen in the city is we've had more than 10,000 vacant houses that folks have bought and fixed up, but almost no new houses have been built anywhere in the city. It's not just your neighborhood. Now, we'll talk later on about a land value tax that I think might change that. But right now, it's not going to be successful. So our formula has been get the vacant houses that can be saved and move people in. Try to see if we can get some stores open once some people move in. Try to use the vacant land in partnership with the neighborhood groups for community gardens or parklets and the like, and develop a plan together. So I can't tell you offhand what the plan is. If you have a significant amount of vacant space, you might want to look at whether you want to do a solar farm, and that could provide community benefit money that could maybe do some other things in your neighborhood. What I would say is this: do you have a block club? The neighborhoods in this city that have the strongest block clubs are coming back faster. That's just the truth. It doesn't matter if it's east side, west side, wealthy, less wealthy. The strongest block club neighborhoods are coming back the fastest. And I'd love to see us, with your block club, talk about what can we do. So maybe we can get Kiana to set something up.
Kiana always helps me.
Okay, she's been working with you?
Yes, and one other thing that we wanted to know about. Can we reinvent the wheels, making people responsible for their premises? I mean, the blight, like maybe finding them like they used to in the days.
We're writing tons of fines. Collecting them has been another challenge, but I agree with you. Okay, somebody on the phone.
Lenova Tav, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
My name is Rochella Stewart, and I'm with Detroit People's Platform. I like to know why the city cannot give more funding to DDOT. They need drivers. It's not only drivers that need increases in wages. It's across the board, mechanics, everything. If we don't pay them a decent wage, if you don't give DDOT enough money so they can pay a decent wage, we will never have enough bus drivers. We will still have not on-time service, not enough buses running. But I want to also get into something else, housing. You keep saying you can't get housing. We need single-family housing. People are leaving this city. You know yourself, it's just gentrification all over this place, and you rubber stamp these billionaires, giving them tax breaks. Come on now, we the residents voted you in. I mean, I really wouldn't vote for you. You know, because you're not doing what you're supposed to do for the residents of the city of Detroit. Okay. Come on, Mayor. We have 7 districts.
Time.
Help fix.
Thank you. All right, whose turn? Go ahead, yes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Georgia Cole. Hi, good evening, Mayor. And I first want to give honor where honor is due to D5. I am from D5. We have extraordinary leadership in D5. Kudos to Joshua Robinson and to Mr. Keith Butler here. They're doing a phenomenal job. What we're asking, Mayor, is in our community, you've done a great job on the vector. You brought it in like you said you would. The alley on Seward Avenue with Mr. Mitchell, there's a dangerous hole there. We need it taken care of. They've done everything except there's a hole that they have to drive in the back. So Mr. Willie Mitchell.
Okay, so is that a DWSD or a DPW issue? Okay, so Ron Brundage is going to come out and take a look at the hole. He's going to fill it in for you. So you're going to talk to him before you leave.
Okay, and then the second question is the water main breaks. We had a horrific water main break over there. Wanted to find out what is taking place as far as efforts to negate that and keep that from happening again, because it happened in such a short span of time. It was fixed, and then all of a sudden it popped on the same side. We're afraid that our street in LaSalle Beautiful, I represent LaSalle Beautiful Block Club, and the whole street was flooded, and it was in danger of falling through.
Okay, we're going to get you an answer. Wait, I want to get you an answer on that. Where's Gary Brown? Gary, what are you sitting down for? Okay, Gary, how come the water main break happened a second time?
Well, once in a while, once you re-energize the line and it's weak, it will break a second time. It doesn't happen often, thank goodness, but we will get out there and inspect it and see if it needs to be relined or just replaced.
Okay, so we're gonna fix it so it doesn't break a third time.
Thank you.
Go
I
ahead,
know
what's
it
your
looks
next
like-
issue?
Okay, well, Mr. Brown, I would like to make sure, put a pin in it, that we're supposed to meet because some of our seniors, I'm bringing greetings to you directly. They were not given the credits on the water bills over in LaSalle Beautiful area. And also the ground is all broken up and we do try and keep it really nice over there. Last question.
Wait, Gary, will you get out and go see the neighborhood tomorrow?
We love giving out credits.
All right.
Thank you. We
Okay.
appreciate that.
Good. Go
Last
ahead.
but not least,
Go ahead.
on this solar, I love sustainability. Will there be boots on the ground organizations like the Michigan Interfaith Power and Light organizations that will work and coincide with this organization
Yeah,
to
so
help
that's-
bring this to fruition?
Those were the folks that were talking. So how many people here are going to be neighborhood partners when we go? Raise your hands.
Good.
Okay, so we're going to have folks from exactly those kinds of organizations that will be assigned, somebody from one of those nonprofits will be assigned to every neighborhood
Okay.
to help you write the plan together.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Okay.
much for everything.
All right, let's talk to somebody on the phone.
Cunningham, you can unmute yourself. Cunningham, you can unmute yourself. You're unmuted.
Yes. I'm going to take the Bluetooth off here. Can you still hear me?
We hear you just fine.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Okay, we hear you. You might want to put the Bluetooth back on.
Uh-oh. I hate this.
All right, let's go to the next one and let's get him straightened out. Go ahead. You got another one, Kim?
Oh, sure. Marguerite, Marguerite, if you have a question or a comment, you can unmute yourself.
Yes. I am Margaret Mella Charlotte. I live in District 5. But my question is, did anybody get arrested for doing that donut that almost killed a friend of mine on 7 Mile Road? And my second question is, when are they going to fix the sidewalk in my area? I'm done.
Okay, if I want to get your address offline and we will get out and get on the sidewalk. Okay?
Marguerite, we're going to move you
Thank
to
you,
the,
Marguerite.
We're going to move you to the breakout room.
Okay? Well, whose turn is it? Over here? Go ahead, yes.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Adam Ferkowitz. I'm the co-founder and director of Veterans Resource Group. For the past 2 years, we've been trying to purchase blighted land behind our facility to turn it into a community garden and expand our parking.
Where is your place?
425 South Campbell, District 6. I
Okay.
got stuck in here, sorry.
Okay.
With that being stated, our group has made good headway with the land bank and have acquired two parcels. We're kind of in a stalemate with the Water District and also the Great Lakes Water Authority. There's kind of like this, it goes in this ether of not an answer, just kind of a delay, another
So
60 days.
they own the other property you want?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the good news is Gary Brown is in charge of the water department and he's on the board of the Great Lakes Water Authority. So there's one guy who can help you in both places. He's about to fix that main that broke twice. But if you will catch him, let him know that the land bank is outperforming him in selling you property, and see if he can't catch up.
All right, thank you.
All right? And somebody mentioned to Gary he's got to get these land sales done. All right, who's on the phone?
Past property tax, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening, Mayor. How are you today?
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm a member of the Coalition for Property Tax Justice, and we've been trying to get you, hopefully, as soon as possible, to pass the property tax reform ordinance. As you know, we've been overtaxed $600 million, and 100,000 homes were illegally foreclosed. This was an illegal taxing, and we've been told that it's illegal, we were illegally taxed, and then it's illegal to pay us back. So we've developed the Coalition for Property Tax Justice along with Sugar Law, and Professor Bernadette Atuahene developed a solution to this problem. But we just need your help to pass it through City Council. I know you care about what's happening to us, and if we have money, then we can litigate any other future disasters from climate change. Some of us had the disaster of 2021, and we didn't, maybe some of us didn't reside in the home like me. I didn't reside in my home, my daughter did, but the disaster happened, chased her out the house because the ceiling collapsed because of the rain disaster there.
So do we have somebody working on this? So here, Jay Rising's here, our CFO. So Jay, go ahead, you're probably more familiar with this.
Thank you. Yes, we are very familiar with the proposal. There's a lot of very good portions of it, which we want to use to make the property tax bills clearer, to make the assessing process work better. There are some portions of it which we've been informed that violate state law, but we've been working with City Council President's office to make sure that what we can do, we will do quickly.
Okay. So if you're not, I know that Mary Sheffield has taken the lead on this, and I know she's been working with the CFO, but it sounds like there are very positive elements of this plan, and there are other elements we may not be able to do, but we'll work with you to try to get to a fair resolution. Okay, somebody on the phone.
The caller with the last 3 digits of your phone number, 124, you can unmute yourself. One, two, four. You're unmuted.
Yes, hello, good evening. May I be heard?
Good evening.
Yes, hello. Well, 2 years ago, the mayor said that he would meet with people in the North End about a process, a very controversial development that was planned in secret from the people who live right there. And then at the last minute, the mayor changed the Zoom meeting, canceled the Zoom meeting, and only met with a few people downtown. And this mayor campaigned with the slogan saying, "Let's plan Detroit's future together." But what I'm witnessing is it's being planned in secret in the real estate committee. Everybody go look at the city webpage under frequently asked questions under properties, which got switched because what it said wasn't really legal. And the land bank really is doing what the mayor wants under their policies there. But the mayor, will you keep your word? We want you.
All right, well, I had numerous meetings, but we're going to have the same issue over and over. You took the issue to City Council. City Council made a decision to support the affordable housing in the neighborhood. I agree with that decision as City Council. I know that you did not, but there were plenty of public meetings at Council as well as in the neighborhood. Okay, whose turn is next? Over here? Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Alex Perez. I'm in District 6. We had some work done in my house in 2021 from the lead abatement program and housing and rehabilitation. Well, they came by, they pretty much destroyed half the stuff that they possibly could, didn't finish up a lot of the work. Like I said, it's been going on since 2021. We've called your office plenty of times. We talked to Ms. Murphy. We've talked to Alexis Wiley, was in your department for a while.
Okay, that's quite a few years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing is that we talked to a lot of people, all we keep getting is the runaround.
What would you like us to do?
At least somebody come by there, get a different contractor, and either finish what they started or fix everything that they destroyed.
All right, so Donald Rencher's here. Donald, will you get somebody to go out to this gentleman's house And if what he's saying is true, we need to fix it. But I don't want him to come back and say nobody came out to his house. So would you please go out to his house and take a look, and let's get to an answer. Okay? Thank you. We'll follow up on this, and if you've been treated unfairly, we'll make it right. Okay. Somebody on the phone.
Betty Varner. Betty Varner, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
This is Betty A. Varner, President of the Soda Ellsworth Block Association, back again advocating for the Finkel corridor, Finkel in Illinois to Finkel in Wyoming.
Right.
I appreciate, we are now meeting with Mr. Dave Walker and other folk who are part of the city of Detroit, so we appreciate that. Majority of my members, we are an active, strong Black club, and we would like to see a streetscape. We would like to see the same thing happening on Finkel that is happening in other neighborhoods. And I want to say I appreciate the work that is going on in these other neighborhoods. And I know everybody can't be taken care of at the same time, but we have been committed to our community. Most of us have been in our homes 30 plus years. I've been in my home 50 years. We have bought land bank property. We are creating a park in our neighborhood for the seniors and really be focusing on the seniors and the children.
Okay, so let me check something here, because your area's got enormous potential. That minister from up from the world that's renovated all of those houses.
Pastor Wilkerson.
Pastor Wilkerson. It's what's happened over there is phenomenal. But Ron, is that stretch of Finkel city road or county road? City road. All right. So Finkel between Livernois and Wyoming. I like that idea a lot, and we've been thinking about. If you've seen what we've done with these streetscapes on East Warren, on West Warren, on Kercheval, on Livernois, McNichols, now we've done it on Rosa Parks and Dexter. We've been looking for the next one. I like the idea of going over there to Finkel. So we're going to take a close look at that and see if you're going to be active in your neighborhood. I'd love to do that area
sorry,
next.
Mayor, but can I say just one thing?
Yeah.
And also, we have a Motor City match winner on our team.
Right,
That's
just
on
one
Facebook.
over there,
Yes,
I know.
business.
Right, they just opened up,
Right.
yeah. I like your idea a lot, and so we don't, at the moment, have the money for the next streetscape, but we've been talking about it the last 2 weeks, and we've been talking about the right place, and you just convinced me that Finkel between Livernois and Wyoming is the right place. Now, all we gotta do is get Ron and Jay to pitch in on the money. What's that? It's what?
Between Wyoming and...
I'm so sorry, Ron. This is what I was afraid of. That stretch of Finkel between Wyoming and Livernois, Ron is saying is Wayne County's road. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. That's too bad. Can you swap the county road? Because I think this caller is right. It's the right one to do. Let me work on that with the county executive. All right. Okay. Who's next? Which side are we on? Go ahead. Yes.
How you doing? My name is Broderick Wilkes, resident of District 3. I'd like to use this time to give a shameless shout out to my district manager, Kayana Sessoms, as well as Councilman Benson and his team over there, and for all their support that they lend. I have the honor and the privilege to serve as the president of Crossroads Community Association. We're an organization that spans from 6 Mile to 8 Mile, Woodward to DeQuinder. We consist of over 10 community-based organizations and constantly growing. I'm in support of this solar initiative that you have here. I think it'll fit well in several of the communities we have. One community in particular in the John R. State Fair area.
No doubt.
Led by the Keep It Clean Block Club there.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Thank you. There's a space over there that's used as a dump site and is owned by the city. I'd like to know if this project would be eligible to be placed in that.
That's a really interesting idea, Ron. He's talking about our old dump site on 7 Mile in John R. Do we have plans for that? Okay, you got to redeem yourself after the Finkel thing. Go ahead.
And actually, on Finkel, I think I may have been right the first time.
All right.
I'll leave that one alone.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out about Finkel. But that if the neighbors are interested in that area being a possible solar site, we'll explore the possibility of that old dump site being a part of it, all right? We'll work together on that.
Okay.
All right, Ron, you have any problem with that?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. Let's plan on doing that. Let's see if we can work together on that. All right, thank you. Great idea. Okay, who's on the phone?
Vernette Mahone, Vernette Mahone, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, good afternoon. I want to say thank you to Bishop Van for this meeting. My name is Vernette Mahone. I am the president of the 6 Mile St. Albans Block Club, where most of our members are senior citizens. I live in Cadillac Heights, which is between I-75 and Conant, East McNichols, and Nevada. For the last 10 years, Minister Shabazz, and sending out prayers to him, we have been trying to clean this area up, basically from DeQuinder to Goddard. Yes, I want to give a shout out to Kiana. She has been helping me a lot with the Motor City Makeover. We participate in that, but she's only one person. We have Detroit Land Bank homes that are not being kept up. We have an issue with wildlife, and I want to know why the city of Detroit does not employ licensed wildlife officers.
That's a good question. Anybody know the answer to that? Go ahead. Who knows the answer to this? Brad Dick does.
Well, I'm not quite sure I know the answer exactly, but we are meeting with the state coming up in a couple of weeks to talk about some wildlife issues in the city and what they can do with us. A lot of wildlife is managed through the state, through the Department of Natural Resources and Wildlife. While the city, we handle dogs and cats and things like that. So we are actually working on an answer. I could probably get you one in a few weeks. But right now we don't have officers certified to handle things like groundhogs or coyotes and such like that.
Okay, so it's something we got to take a look at.
Vernette, we're going to send you to a breakout room.
We are.
Okay. Whose turn is it? Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to try and be nicer than most people. It was good spending some time with you on Mackinac a couple weeks ago. I was in the USA Larry Bird jersey. I was just kind of floating around the island because you guys are all public officials. That's, it's you serve us, and so thank you to everybody here and for taking all the fun stuff that you always do. But I just wanted to bring something up real quick. So I live on Hilldale, which is a block south of Golden Gate, which is kind of the last frontier of our neighborhood. There's Robinwood, Hollywood, Brentwood.
Near Woodward?
Yeah, near Woodward, south of 7 Mile.
Very familiar with your area.
There's not a lot going on there, so I have a HUD proposal grant that was just released. It's HUD number 23124. And it's a notice of funding opportunity to build the evidence base to accelerate the adoption and innovation of effective practices and policies to increase the production and supply of quality, affordable housing. And they want to see what reforms to local zoning and what off-site construction could do to increase the housing supply of affordable housing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Well, it's good, Donald, that somebody is bringing you the latest NOFA from HUD. But we should look at that. But Councilmember Angela Callaway is leading an effort with us right now in that neighborhood to see what we can do. Because I don't have to tell you, there's some stretches of it that are got really nice housing. You got some stretches there that are largely abandoned.
Some of you can't even drive down, but
some
I think that would be.
you can't drive down. And so Councilmember Callaway and I are committed to going into that neighborhood with an all-out plan. Because with that beautiful housing you got, we have something to build on.
Well, I think that'd
did
be
you come to our meeting, Brad? When was the meeting? So did you know about the meeting last week?
Yeah, at the field house.
Oh yeah, okay, you were there?
But I think it would also be a great area, just right there on the edge of District 2 and District 3 along 75. That would be great for a solar field, and so would my neck of the woods too.
I think there's potential there, and you could take the community benefits money and speed up the value to the rest of the community. So, if your group came forward, but it's an area where Councilmember Callaway has been very passionate that we're going to address this, we're going to improve it, and she and I are going to be in this together, and it sounds like you are too.
Thank you.
All right, good. All right, who's on the phone?
Salas Dora, you can unmute yourself. Salas Dora. You're unmuted.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, hi. My name is Dora. I recently moved from Los Angeles, California to Detroit, and I have to say it's amazing being able to be a homeowner through the Detroit Land Bank, giving us that opportunity. But the only thing that kind of gets to me is that they don't explain to you how hard it is going to be buying these houses, because they give them to you like filthy with animals, rodents, and everything in it. I mean, I wish we can do something about that. But I love the idea that they want to bring solar panels. And I mean, I wouldn't mind having that in our community. And maybe the money can go towards like our neighbors to help them install solar panels on the roof.
So what neighborhood are you in?
Pardon me?
What street are you in? What neighborhood are you in?
I live off of, I don't know, Strong Street, like about 94 East, Mount
Okay.
Elliott.
And is there open vacant land near you?
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's a few abandoned houses. I've called the city about it because rats come to our property a lot, and I have kids. My biggest fear is one of my children getting bitten, and you know, God forbid I have to sue the city over it, because I've called a million times and no one comes or responds, and you know, and it's really horrible. And we've invested a lot of money ourselves cleaning the streets, and you can't even walk through the sidewalk. And
So
it's really
are
sad.
you in District 3 or District 4? Do you know who your council member is? Kim, let's get the address and let's make sure that the district manager goes and visits this person. Okay?
Okay. Salas, we're going to send you to a breakout room.
Yeah, and let's follow up and see what we can do. Okay, whose turn? Yes.
My name is Jerry Massey. I'm a Vietnam era vet. God bless me, I'll be 76 this year.
Wow.
And what I want to talk about is the solar panels. Well, I live close over there for O'Shea Field. I remember back in '81, I was working for Boy Scouts, and we flew kites over in that field. It was in a nice little park at the time. Now, my question is, who benefits from those solar panels that's over there?
So what we did in that area was we had the Carla Walker Miller Energy Agency went through the neighborhood, put in new furnaces and HVAC systems in a whole lot of the homes. And so I think, as you probably know, the park was pretty run down. It had a falling down rec center and the like. And so we worked well, and we may end up doing more with them.
Did the citizen of Detroit get a residual from the power that it creates?
No. The people in the neighborhood a number of them got benefits for their own homes, was how we did that one. But no, it just went into the grid like all the other power.
Okay. Do you think this time around we should do better negotiation? Because
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
we're letting each neighborhood now come forward with your own plan.
Yeah, but panel on the top of each one of the houses in the city of Detroit, they would create enough power, more than enough for themselves. Rest of it go to the grid. Now DTE send them a check.
So so I think if you have an area in your neighborhood, there's a whole bunch of solar power experts that are going to be part of the neighborhood groups, and you bring forward that proposal. That's what we're talking about tonight, is that each community bring forward a proposal along those lines if they want. All right? Thank you. Who's on the phone?
iPad, you can unmute yourself. Do you have a question or a comment? iPad? Okay, we will come back. Monroe Snyder. Monroe, if you have a question or comment, you can unmute yourself.
Yes. My concerns is the DWSD drainage fees that they're charging to churches, Detroit churches. And the reason I'm calling is because they're charging the same rate church parking lots that you do for a junkyard. And the drainage is 1,000 times different. You have drainage in a junkyard that's 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Whereas our church parking lot is only used about 10 hours a week at the most. And you're never getting the drainage where you got rust and oil and everything else that's draining out of the junkyard, but you're charging them the same fee. Now, I've met with Mr. Brown, and I've talked to what's the name, Michael Eisenhower, and he thinks it's a joke. But what he should be doing is doing it right. I'm an accountant, and I know that there's one fee that you should be applying, and that's the matching fee.
Time.
So you may not like the answer, but this is the law of this state. And what the law says is the drainage fee is a fee. It has to be directly related to the amount of water that hits the ground and runs off. And if you have an impervious surface, a hard surface, it doesn't matter if it's your driveway, doesn't matter if it's the church parking lot, doesn't matter if it's the auto plant parking lot. If it's a hard surface, everybody is charged exactly the same rate because the hard surfaces, when it rains, put exactly as much water in the system. Doesn't matter if his church is on or not. The drainage system pays to treat the water during rainstorms. And so you can, and I know Gary Brown's got programs, but if you don't need all of the parking lot in that church, you only use that many spaces on Easter or Christmas, we've got programs that will shrink the size of that parking lot, put grass in, put bioswales in, and we will reduce your drainage bill. But it is absolutely required that every acre of hard surface is charged the same. So what you're telling me is that they are following the law. Okay, who's up next?
Mr. Mayor, I planned on doing a little different public comment until I heard how you responded to the question of tax captures, and I'm deeply, deeply troubled by it because none of it was factually accurate. Our institutions, every millage on our ballot, people, is being tax captured, and there is no public reporting of how much is being taken out of your property taxes and being transferred to development agencies that give it to developers downtown. I have done the research and have the data on it. When you say that the school board is not being tax captured, they're being tax captured $25 million a year.
The state of Michigan makes the per pupil funding whole. It doesn't cost the schools a cent.
But they're being tax captured, and here's what it costs the school district. And I'm losing time because what you said about the library was also inaccurate. We put a limit on it in the 2014 referendum, and your law department said we don't care what the people voted on. We're going to capture as we see fit. You're taking 19% of the revenue of the library.
Show me the language.
I would like to be able to finish, Mr. Mayor. Is that okay?
I'm just saying, if you show me the language in the 2014 millage, I'm going to be on your side.
Okay, it says 5% cap on the millage in the 2014. It was on the ballot. And that, we got a memo from the law department, I don't know, remember what year, 2014, 2015. I was 12 years on the library commission, folks. And they said that is not binding on us because the local voters cannot supersede state law. And so you can take whatever you want. And they repeatedly have told us from the finance side, we can take whatever we want. And when the library director raised questions about it a few years ago, she was told that we'll take even more if you bring this subject up.
That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true. That's nonsense.
You weren't in the meeting.
It's nonsense. It's not the way the system works.
I'm just going to say you're taking 19% of the revenue. 1.2 million is for administrative fees that you charge for administering the library, and your finance department, your budget department, the city council, all are involved in the processing the finances because you're the legal fiduciary. And yet you tell people you don't know for 3 years how the library spent any money. Why are you charging $1.2 million that you will not explain to auditors?
Okay,
there is so many issues.
you and I are
was
not
president of
going
the
to
commission.
agree.
When I was president of the commission, I asked your administration to meet with us because you were making false statements about the library publicly,
okay.
and you refused.
All right. When we were in COVID and the city of Detroit collected your taxes, our police officers were on the street every day. Our firefighters were on the street every day. Our EMTs were on the street every day. Our DPW folks were out repairing the streets every day. The libraries were shut down to about 6, and you kept collecting the taxes. I can't believe you're really sitting here asking us what you're doing. You're going to have to explain at some point what you did with the money for 3 years.
We were still heading...
Operating what? The libraries were closed.
Yes, I will tell you what we were doing. We had...
I'd be embarrassed if I closed the libraries and kept collecting the money.
Yeah, you have closed libraries because you've taken 20% of our, almost 20% of our...
And you went down to 6 libraries.
Factors that the public does not
we're not going to agree on this.
Mayor,
Let's take
you should be meeting with the folks that wanted to meet with you to resolve these issues.
I'm glad to meet with you, but you guys got some responsibility too. So, but I'm glad to meet with you.
Okay, I'll put it out on social media what we did during the COVID.
Okay, I thought we were meeting. Okay, we're going to have a social media fight. That's okay. I'm good with that too. Kim, go ahead. Who's on the phone?
Cunningham, you can unmute yourself. Cunningham?
Hello, Mr. Mayor. How are you, sir?
Good evening.
Good evening. So, in the past, to get the, I'm talking about Detroit Department of Transportation, to get the shields, they had to do a sick out, or to get the cameras, they did a sick out, the bus drivers. I just don't feel like the mayor's office or some members of city council are putting enough pressure, the sense of urgency as it regards to raising the wages of the bus drivers. Without giving up too much information, what do you feel, or how close are you all coming to raising the wages? So, is it a couple months,
again,
6 months?
I will say this again. I sat down with 3 police unions and proposed significant pay raises in exchange for some rules. They didn't let me leave the room till we had signatures. They had it ratified in a week or 2. Our officers got their raises, and we are filling the positions. Now, I've had a similar conversation with the bus drivers union. It's been 3 or 4 months. I do not know why I cannot get an agreement to raise the pay, but I've said it before. I think our bus drivers deserve a substantial pay raise. I do. I don't have any right to do it by myself. So I can't say much more than that, or I'll be into a bargaining issue. But I do think they deserve a significant raise. And, but the lack of urgency isn't on my side. Okay, who's next? Go ahead, yes.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. My comment, you already answered the one about the loans, 1%, because a lot of our homes are deteriorating with the water, so I'll reach back. You answered that question. Also, we need a mental health hospital. I know.
I agree with you.
And I know we've been going back and forth with City Council with all of the $1 billion they're giving, you know, like the tax captures and everything, because what we're seeing is an area in Detroit that's pushing us out, and I've talked about this with Councilman Tate, all these weed dispensaries, we're starting to see cannabis psychosis that Colorado is seeing, so we need those hospitals. It's also burdening the Detroit Police Department with all of this weed that is really dangerous. What I'm seeing is cardiac arrest, marijuana use daily, 59-year-olds from cardiac arrest, so we are seeing the numbers. Also, Judge, the corporal council, I wrote the governor about them dumping that raw sewage in the Detroit River. What are we doing about that? Because just like the mayor
Who's
showed.
Who's dumping raw sewage?
The raw sewage from Grosse Pointe with the sewage. And just like you were fighting, thank you for that, fighting those companies, that's environmental racism. And it is going to go to the federal government. So that's my comment.
The state of Michigan makes those decisions, and you're making decisions between, does it back up into the basements, or is it discharged in a severe storm into the river? And I suspect people on the Detroit side don't want the sewage backing up into their basements either. But we are paying attention to this because there ought not to be discharges absent a once in a 500-year flood. That's the way I view it. There is going to be occasion, maybe the once in a 500-year flood's coming every 50 years now or 10 years now. But I'm not sure what the right answer is there, but we're paying attention to it. Ultimately, it's going to be the governor's decision.
Okay, is the General Service Department working? Because down Livernois,
Most days.
I mean, it looks horrible with the land, because I said I was going to ask you to write.
Livernois and what?
Livernois between Burke and Linden, where that leaf bud weed is, the weeds need to be cut. I said I was going to ask you and your security to drive around,
Okay.
look at the city.
So I'm down there, and how did I miss this? So go ahead. We're not cutting the grass on, are you talking about the median on Livernois?
Right in Livernois between Burke and Linden, it looks horrible.
How
The
can you
city
guys miss
light
the
is
Livernois
horrible.
median down by Linden? Is that, I lost track. Is this Brad or Rod or Crystal? Who's
It's
up?
Crystal. We're cutting the grass. I'll take a look at that area. I know
Okay.
we were just there last week.
There's no excuse for the median not being cut.
Yeah, I'll come and talk with you.
Okay, so Crystal's going to be on it, but I don't have an explanation for that. Usually, we're pretty committed to getting that done. All right, who's on the phone?
Praise Enterprise, Praise Enterprise. You can unmute yourself.
Hi, good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm actually sitting in for a relative on the call because he's at work. I would like to know, can I have the contact number for Crystal as well? I have been trying to call down to the department for removing the dead tree that's in the front that does belong to the city for a while, a long time. Is it possible
Yep.
that
If you give us
maybe
your-
I can get?
Kim's going to take your address and your contact, and Crystal's going to call you, and she's going to get you, if it's a dead tree between the sidewalk and the street, we will get out and cut it down promptly.
And we're going to move you into the breakout room.
Okay, we will follow up. All right, whose turn is it? Over here? Okay, over here. Go ahead, yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mayor. My name is Miss Adams. I'm with the Businessmen and Women's Social Club of Detroit. We are at-large nonprofit organization. We also work with the Eastside Community Network and Action Coalition for Environmental Justice, as well as the Movement for Black Lives. What we see is very good that you're doing here for our community. You just want to make sure that we are the proper stakeholders that's going to receive the benefits in
Right.
return.
Right.
So in order to get this understanding to our community members, we see here from the studies coast to coast, the one that was taken in New York City modeling found that high rates of electric vehicle adoption would create the need for nearly $28 billion in grid infrastructure improvements.
Right.
Now, there are 49 other states, so
Right.
the regulators is looking at it. The ratepayer funded, it would be $2 trillion. That's from the ratepayers, which we are. Okay, so in order to anybody, well, even the biggest pro-climate regulators, will take a pause on that. So this is offering something even better that will policymakers don't have to stay in the 20th century examples of this grid architecture. We need to move past that. We had a blackout before, and we need to look at how this can be relevant for our community stakeholders.
You are absolutely right. I mean, we've got, if you look up at how frail those wires are, that's the electric grid in this city. A strong wind is blowing them down, and you're right, they are not strong enough. If you were to buy an electric vehicle tomorrow and charge it in your garage, our grid in Detroit in particular is not strong enough to do it. So I've convinced DTE they are going to try, I don't know if I'm talking too soon on this, but they're going to have a plan to bury 5 miles as a demonstration. Dave, can we talk about this yet, or am I? Maybe I shouldn't be saying it. Anyway, we're going to have a 5-mile demonstration where we're going to bury the cable, and that's what I think DTE needs to do. You need to have thicker wires, the more modern electrical grid. It needs to be buried, and so they're going to do the first 5 miles underground this year, work on their costs, but they actually don't know how to bury wire. They haven't done it. On the other hand, they're really good at burying the gas lines. You've seen them go through your neighborhood. So what we need to do, and they will say this to you, they need to get the experience to do it, but we have got to upgrade the power grid, or you're right, we get adoption of 20 or 25% electric vehicles in 10 years. the electric grid today can't handle it. So you're absolutely right. I'm glad you're fighting.
We'd like
You're
to
on it.
partner with you guys, too.
All right, you're terrific. All right, who's on the phone?
Luella Pizzuti, you can unmute yourself. Luella Pizzuti.
Hi there. Thank you very much. I appreciated this meeting. I want to say that addressing citizen issues in a charter mandated meeting is great PR, but not an effective way to run a city. Until you decide to address the problems as they come up instead of once a year, can you please tell me when the District 1 charter mandated meeting will be? Thank you.
We'll tell you as soon as it's scheduled. All right, who's next?
No.
Hello. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody who's in here because it takes a lot to work a full day and then come in here and listen to some of us who are frustrated. So I want to apologize in advance. Thank you in advance because I am quite frustrated. Representing, I'm a homeowner in District 7. When it comes to solar, absolutely thumbs up. Please do it. Go hard. Do everything you can to get it as sprawling as possible. I look forward to Detroit becoming a leader. I'm an environmental science major. And so that excites me for us to be sustainable. Secondarily, and kind of emergent, hopeful that the fireworks could be stopped while we're having an air quality condition. If that's not a conversation, I would love for those of you in the building.
They already went by.
Oh, those are the main ones, but of the residential ones, I was woke up to fireworks today.
Yeah. I think we all agree with that.
We do, and because we do, I'm hopeful that the conversations can be had.
Okay.
My main concern right now, and it sounds like it went over our heads, but I pray that it comes up in conversations. Main concern, sir, and appreciate your time, is when West Warren was redesigned,
Right.
construction was done. Not sure what the design concept was in mind. It's extremely dangerous, and it's hard to collect the data because police are over inundated in District 7, so they might not be able to collect that data. So I'm here today to represent that. It's extremely dangerous to the point of road rage. It went from 5 lanes to 3 or 2 and a possible. The middle lane is being used as a speeding and passing lane, and it's a scary deal, so I appreciate you.
So let's talk about it. West Warren, the neighbors decided on that design. We had the meeting, we had several meetings, people voted, and we had the debate, and we've had the debate in a lot of places, and there were folks who felt very unsafe walking their children across 5 lanes of traffic on Warren, who wanted to bring it down to 3 as traffic calming. We're putting hundreds of thousands of dollars into the facades of the businesses to improve that business district. But the West Warren plan, which is virtually identical to the East Warren plan, was the plan that was selected by the community.
Well, just as feedback, it's not necessarily working. I'm very concerned about the bike lanes. Just so that you're aware, the people in the room that need to be aware of feedback of what was voted on sometimes doesn't work. And so as a person who lives 8 houses off of West Warren, the bike lane, you have to go out into the car lane because there are curbs now at every block. So it's just a thought. It's something that should be. How can I follow up on feedback towards what are the proper departments and channels? Is it just good luck?
So every morning when I come out of the Manugian and I turn left on Jefferson, I've got to go around the bike lane and the park lane. And so I make sure there's a gap in traffic and I do it carefully. We've slowed down, for example, Jefferson, which was a mad speedway when it was 7 lanes and it's down to 5. So 2 things happened. And we had one of my neighbors got killed going across the street to the store on Jefferson. And so every time we do this, these are the choices. When you shorten the road and you put in the bike lanes, it pushes the parking out, makes the turn a little more difficult, which is what you're talking about, but the traffic is slower. And so these are the choices we made. It's what the neighbors voted. What you're saying is true. It's just that other people felt like the slowed traffic was worth it. And the crazy people that might be in the left lane now, they were zipping up and down Warren at ridiculous speeds before.
I appreciate your time. I'm just saying that it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It's still pretty bad there, and I was wondering who I could speak with to get some more insight.
So I would say, do you have a block club or neighborhood association?
I'm getting in the game.
Yeah. So they were actively involved in designing it, but I think you ought to be engaged with them. And it's not to say that nothing can ever be tweaked, but I am every one of these streetscapes. I held the meeting. The neighbors voted. I did what the collective, and we haven't had a vote yet that was close. They're all about 2 or 3 to 1. So
numbers lie, you know.
Okay.
But who do I speak with
Yeah,
to follow up?
some people don't like democracy. Okay, give me somebody on the phone.
Joe, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
You go ahead.
Okay, so quickly, I just wanted to speak in support of the bus drivers and public transit in general, especially after the last comment about adoption of electric vehicles potentially overwhelming the power grid. I think that public transit and bike infrastructure, separated bike lanes are a great solution that we can implement now and won't require all this funding. And if we're talking about climate, electric vehicles still have tire particulate, they still have brake particulate, they still require individual batteries. There's a lot of negative climate impact from electric vehicles. But my question is in regards to the solar panels. They mentioned that there will be lots of jobs created, and I'm just curious, like who's going to be hiring for these jobs? Are they unionized? Is there going to be a difference if it's within the city where the solar panels are installed versus outside of the city? So if they're installed in rural Michigan, is that a different hiring process? Just curious what that looks like.
We will contract with a company, but we don't contract with non-union companies on construction projects. So I can't tell you who it's going to be, but I can tell you for sure whoever's building our solar fields will be a union company. All right, whose turn? Go ahead, yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mayor. Thank you. I'm Sarah Hash. I live in 48207. I'm excited to hear about your solar proposal, and I appreciate how you're rolling it out with having neighbors decide if they want it in their community. So a couple of questions. Since the solar arrays wouldn't have a direct impact on the energy bills in the neighborhoods, would you consider adding to the project scope rooftop solar for residents that live adjacent to the solar arrays, in addition to the $25,000 community benefit, use some economy of scale, roll it in as part of the project? Second question, and I know this would increase the complexity of these projects, but would you consider designing some of these arrays as microgrids so that the power is actually connected to immediate homes, multifamily homes, so that and there's a backup power battery so that
there's
they can
all
be
kinds of
protected.
legal issues when the cities start selling power directly to individuals. We can provide it to ourselves with almost no legal difficulties, but long term, I'd love the direction that you're talking about. I mean, you think about the vision that you just outlined, a vision where the areas that have the solar fields also have solar-powered homes, also have the city providing power to residents. I think that's a vision we could get to someday. But right now, we only have one solar field. So I need to prove that we can build out the solar fields to serve the city. And then I want to go where you're going. What do you do for a living?
I work for a Detroit future city.
Okay, well, you are on the right track. And you are about 3 years ahead of me in the plan, which means you're working for the right organization. But I love what you're talking about. I want you to be engaged. You sound like you might be one of the neighborhood partners with one of these groups. So, Jack, we had assigned Detroit Future Cities to be willing to do this. Would you be willing to be a partner in one of the neighborhoods? Sure. All right. Well, you got to be careful when you step up to the microphone here. But thank you. I love what you had to say. All right, who's on the phone?
Last hand, iPad. If you have a question or comment, you can unmute yourself. iPad? They're still not able to unmute.
Okay, we're done with the phone. Now everybody's in person. Go ahead, yes.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Kimberly Hill-Knott, and I am actually from District 2, and I want to actually follow up. That was going to be my comment, to talk about microgrids. And I think what would be so important is if the city's government relations team could actually work with state government and the Michigan Public Service Commission to see how we can get microgrids in the city of Detroit. Other states have done it. It has been very successful, particularly providing when there's a power outage, making sure that many of the main units remain operational. And so I think that the time is now for that. And the fact that you're doing solar panels and the role that solar panels play with microgrids is perfect.
Okay, you are beyond my
Perfect segue.
expertise, but I have somebody who's got it. Valerie Brader, who's the world's greatest solar energy lawyer, is going to be able to talk about microgrids.
Yes, I know her.
Yeah, so actually, Detroit is part of a group of communities that have joined together to advocate for, before the Michigan Public Service Commission in like rate cases with DTE for these type of projects. And one of the real key that you need to make them work is what would power them. And so just like the mayor was saying, people may be ahead. I would say if that's something that you're interested in, then the first step is proving that you can cite things that can power these grids, you know, in Detroit, and that the neighbors benefit from that and like that. And so as, you know, we're continuing to look at microgrids and advocate for them, as well as for bearing lines and the other kind of things the mayor has talked about tonight. I would say if communities in Detroit are willing to cite, that's got to be the key bedrock for any microgrid.
So that's her way of saying she agrees with you.
And I want to say one other thing, that Dave Whitaker on April 14th, 2022, actually developed a report at the request of Councilman Coleman Young, a comprehensive report really talking about microgrids. So there's a lot of good information in there.
All right, so we're going to have a chat with Dave and see if he'll send me a copy of his report. All right, so we'll take care of that. Thank you very much. I'm learning a lot here. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Pat Bosch, resident of District 3. I'm here to speak about quality of life issues and community engagement. So in 2006, our community organization instilled the Millbank Connor Creek Greenway. It's a quarter of a mile trailhead.
It's beautiful.
From Van Dyke to Connor.
Right.
Most of the other greenways are now maintained by the city, and I'm raising the question of whether the city could help us
We don't maintain that greenway?
No, we do it ourselves.
Brad,
And-
what's the story on that? You know what they're talking about?
Well, I'm confused because I thought we maintained the whole area from Connor on up. I've seen our people out there mowing before.
Okay, it sounds like Brad is...
I live right there. I know the area.
Brad is open to your suggestion.
Yeah.
The DPW, Mr. Brundage, might assist us. The Millbank is a city street that was never paved. That's why we did it as a greenway, and it's because the historic significance of Connor Creek daylighting right there at Millbank and Van Dyke.
And you have nice little events down there. It's really nice.
Right, in Bramford, Terrell, Veach, and Monitor are 4 streets that dead end into the Millbank. And before, when Mr. Smiley was alive, the DPW would help us by putting gravel at the end of each of the dead-end streets. And that has all dissipated over the years. So I'm asking if DPW could, at minimum, assist us with that gravel because it helps school buses, garbage trucks that come through.
We
there.
absolutely can.
Okay.
I love that little area. So whatever you guys got to do, this is a real asset to that community. Let's make sure we keep it up. Go ahead.
That's one issue. Number 2 issue is the city airport expansion.
Right.
We have not been included in community engagement meetings. I remember Brad Dick calling me to say a meeting was canceled because of COVID. That was over 2 years ago. And then there was another meeting about the French Road mini take,
Right.
and we were not allowed to enter because we didn't own land at the French Road mini take.
Right. There was it was a presentation to the people whose land was being taken and how their
Okay,
legal
but
options
the
were.
Coleman A. Young, when he was mayor, promised that 6 Mile would be reopened.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting since 1979 for that promise to be kept.
Yeah.
And with ARPA money, that should have been the first priority. From a neighborhood standpoint, I live on Yolanda. There are cars that come 1 second apart because they were looking for shortcuts. And now that the Great Lakes Water Authority is digging at 7 Mile and Outer Drive and Van Dyke, and now I see another tent at the Connor Playfield. We need to know I know you're not Great Lakes Water Authority, but the city should have a say in what's going on there and when those contracts will be done correctly. And what will the landscape be reinstated from
Again,
the digging that has
I don't know
occurred?
anything about the Great Lakes Water Authority.
And,
as far as
also-
McNichols, I've had numerous conversations with the FAA. They will not compromise on what they believe is the safety zone at the end of the runway. There is no give in their position. The only possible solution would be to build a tunnel road underneath, and with the utilities in there, the cost is astronomical. And so far, I haven't gotten the FAA to agree to participate. But we've had 50 conversations with them about getting McNichols open. Today, I don't have any optimism. I'm going to have good news for you soon. But we continue to pursue it. But I just don't think in the short run you're going to see it open again. Okay, who we got over here?
Yes, I'm Katrina Henry, and I'm here. Theo Broding from Hood Research gave me a call and asked me to come, and I'm here to present some of the concerns in which residents of the city has, in which many of you may not be aware of. But have you noticed that some of the fencing around our freeways are coming up missing, or they are loose? Have you noticed that some of the fencings around these homes and private property, are coming up missing or loose? This right here is pilgrimage of the fact that folks are actually stealing property, city property, state property, and such as that. And we have made phone calls to the police department regarding it as well. That's one thing which I would like for the police department to look at. You can check that with the records.
Okay.
The other thing has to do with the land bank. We're told that some folks they're picking and choosing who they are giving proposals to for the lots.
That's not true.
Okay. As far as the land is concerned, they're picking and choosing in that area.
Again, you're going to show me an example. If you own the house, you can buy the side lot. If it's not the side lot, we have a whole neighborhood beautification grant process that's in place.
Well, some things, may go up under the table. That's
Well,
easy.
I haven't seen any evidence of that. If you've got evidence of it, show it to me.
Okay. The other thing has to do with DTE. DTE, we should have a choice in terms of other utility companies for our city of Detroit. They should not hold just a monopoly, more or less, in the utility. Too many folks have lost their homes, have lost their lives, and are being misused or manipulated by DTE. In a sense of, during the pandemic and thereafter, some of tenants.
Your minute has been used up, but we will understand what you're saying. And thank you. Go ahead. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Vanessa Peak. I am the Executive Director of Urban Development Corporation, a nonprofit organization. One of our pillars is environmental, and my background is in environmental. I live in a 9-block area that abuts industrial. Mount Elliott is the industrial street over from my home. For a sustained period of time, we residents were experiencing environmental problems. We had particulate matter that you could see in the air, obnoxious odors, and then we had trucks that was surfacing through our 9-block area. I contacted Eagle, and we had conversation, and we agreed to work together. And for a sustained period of time, Eagle had to keep coming out. So in the evenings, we would note the times that this occurred. And it seems like it was always off times when everyone was, everyone had gone home. So Eagle would actually come out. But it took a while for them to find out. We knew who the company was, but to actually catch them in the act. Long story cut short, what ends up happening, Eagle comes out one day, and I'm telling you, you could just see the particulate matter. You see what was going on. Essentially, what ends up happening, it turns out that the company did not have the proper permitting, they didn't have the proper controls, and they were permitting at a very high level. Essentially, what ended up happening, the owner of the company, the name of the company is Ameritide Manufacturing. They entered into a consent agreement with Eagle. And that consent agreement, they paid $20,000 and entered into that consent agreement. They're on EPA's target list. In December, EPA contacted me. They wanted to talk to me, and they knew that I was the individual who, on behalf of the community, ran a nonprofit organization, was a community leader, and was the one that was calling, because the residents would say, Vanessa, you know more about this than we do. We need you to call. Matter of fact, they used to call DTE. And so long story cut short.
What would you like me to do?
Here it is, now they're expanding. So they're going through reorganization. They've actually spin off a company called Tritech. And so they're applying, they applied for another permit. So we had the BC hearing.
Another permit from Eagle or from BC?
No, from BC. And so what happened when we had the hearing, what was really scary, the health department nor the environmental department knew anything about their prior history. And so it was myself who brought it to the attention. Are you aware that here this company, they didn't have the environmental controls, they were emitting at high levels.
So what?
And so the owner said actually to BC, you know what the owner said to BC when they wanted, when they were asked to respond? He said, you know what? I am not going to provide you in any information as to what was in the past. He actually told them to go
I'm
for it.
with you. Where are we now? What would you like me to do?
I see this, so BC has given them the approval right now.
They approved it?
Yeah, and right now they've actually gone back to Eagle asking to emit more metals into the air. They've actually gone back. I see this as an opportunity, a win situation when we look at Cluster 1, the master plan.
Where's Hassan? Hassan, this one's yours.
The master plan talks about creating the buffers. It talks about the traffic. Here's an opportunity. You know, I actually saw you last year at the Health Summit, and we talked about racial bias. Why are we rushing this through? They're asking Eagle for more permitting. We need to slow this down and really look at this.
Okay,
this 9-block area.
You're
and how do we
making a
protect our
very persuasive case. So this is Hassan Beydoun, who's the counsel to the mayor, and I'm going to make him your lawyer, and I want to look at what our options are. This is the first time hearing about this company. But look on Dave Bell's face. It's the first that he's heard about this at BC. He has to be careful because he has a process he has to run. On the other hand, Hassan and I can take a legal position. So would you spend some time with Ms. Peak and look into this and see if we have some legal option here? Is Conrad here?
I would love to.
Oh, where's Conrad? Heck, Conrad's winning more of these cases than anybody. We're going to give you the 2 best lawyers I know.
And what I'm saying, just so you know, we're not trying to put anyone out of business, but we want to begin to look at although this master plan is dated 2008, let's implement
You've convinced me, okay? You've convinced me, and I need to be paying attention. So you now have the 2 best lawyers I know, and they're going to spend some time with you. All right? Okay, anybody else? Go ahead, yes.
Yeah. Hello, Detroit. I'm Christopher Carter from District 2 and District 6. I believe that's 48217. With the VOCs and the retrofitting that we need over there at 48217, along with the panels and the solar panels thing, would you look at sustainability being a trust-backed UBI for firms, institutions, and households so that these funds can be used for routine maintenance and stuff like that?
I think your neighborhood should come forward with a proposal, and if that's what most of your neighbors want, there's no reason that couldn't be a part of the proposal.
Oh, that'd be dope.
So, yeah, so I want you but you got to convince your neighbors that's what you want, right? But that's exactly what I'm looking for, so I'm open to that. Okay, yes.
All right, so I'm fine with solar. I'm in favor of it. But with all the money being taken and spent in this city on development and new bells and whistles like bike lanes and all that, why can't we ever seem to find the money for the schools and libraries and that sort of thing? Why are we using tax captures to fund these projects by draining the school's budget? If the schools weren't getting their budgets drained, then why aren't they doing so well? Why are all these schools closing down? Why are we going to make the people whole? When are we going to make the people whole for the $600 million overtaxation? The mayor's up here lying to us about these tax captures. He's the chair of the Downtown Development Authority. He knows exactly what's going on with it, but the information's not really out there to the average citizen. It's only really available on the Detroit Public Library website. They put out a PDF official explainer about tax captures a few years ago. You can still get it there. Detroit People's Platform also has a lot of data on it. So does the SaveTheDPL.com.
Okay.
Detroiters want you to take care of the basics first.
Yeah, well, if you're telling people the schools are being shorted by tax captures, you are not telling them the truth. All right. Well, we went quite a bit past the scheduled time, but this was terrific. Tomorrow morning, any district that wants, any neighbor that wants can do an initiative to start the solar panels. Your district manager will call. We'll get going. And Bishop Van, thank you very much for hosting us.
I love my city, but I don't like how my city is being ran. I'm right down the street by Buddy's Pizza, and over the 50 years I've been here, I don't see anything that's new around here. All I see is tire shops from 6 Mile to 7 Mile, and I see a lot of car dealerships, and they're not Chrysler or anything like that. My main problem is what I'm having now is the Bangladesh people coming into the neighborhood. I don't have a problem with that. I have, on my block, it's about 3 families that have moved in. But I do notice that the houses that's supposed to have been torn down, they're redeveloping them, but they're making them to the homes that they want to make them into, like putting back porches on the back, and all of that, and making extra bedrooms. And I'm also thinking that the city is really giving them grants for the roof that they're doing the whole house over the way they want to do it. And I have a problem that with the ordinance, like the barbecue grills on the front porch and the other little things that that's going on in the city, no one is saying anything. Nothing is really being did on my side of town.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have somebody else? Go ahead.
My maiden name is Lately, but I'm the last one. But anyway, my name is Ruby Riley. I live over there where she live at. What's going on is the houses are being built 3 stories high, which is not in the zone.
What houses are being built 3 stories high?
Over on Conley and Davidson, go in her area on Hassey, go on, you can go back to, all in that area. They building these houses. I don't know who it is giving it to them, but Mr. Mayor, I have been taking care of this property and been trying to buy it since 2005. Before you got in office. I went to the city, no, like cat peeing on cotton. I went to the land bank when they got in 2014, you turned it over to the land bank.
Are you talking about a vacant lot?
I'm talking about a house.
A house.
A house I've been taking care of since 2005 when my neighbor was put out.
Okay.
Okay, and I have been trying to get that property, but no, they give it to, it was a Ukrainian fix it up, then tore everything down, redid it, then closed everything off, and I wanted that property. That's why I wasn't planning about it, and they never did get with me on that house, period. 17 years of my labor doing the snow, keeping the people out of there, keeping the bricks from being stolen. If it wasn't for me, the bricks would have been gone.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Thank you all very much for being here, and we'll see you next one.